Now live.
Hi.
Now I'm going to wait a minute. I forgot to do something. Was tweet things out. Never mind.
Give it some treatment.
No, well Thomas will be doing that. So say hello.
Hello. How you doing? This is Egil, and Bragi's lurking around, looking very suspicious. And hope to have lots of questions so that we can have a word or two with you on this really, really hot day. I'm so hot you wouldn't believe it. I'm like a baked potato in an oven at full blast. And Bragi's looking very suspiciously at a drinking vessel. And I hope it's nice where you are, because we're certainly having a roasting day. Those of you in the UK, make the most of it, because as you know, it could be snow again by this time next week.
2 people watching.
Yeah.
Thomas Dale says hello. Thomas,
Hi, Tom.
Can you tweet things out? After I forgot.
Well, it's good to see you on the camera there, Tom. We'll have to have a meet up and discuss old times and new times for that matter.
Oh yes.
And there's a big hi to my mate Rob if he's actually out there. I did tell him we were on.
And Thomas Dale says it's roasting here just down the road.
Yeah.
Yes, well, you're always welcome round when we film, you know that.
You want to try Viking Kit in this weather.
And John Oosting, it's rather warm in the Netherlands too. Also, greetings from the Netherlands.
To
I'm
Holland.
going to sit down a second.
Yeah, my brother, eldest brother, used to work for Shell, so he went to Holland every so often. Well, I'm glad to see it's warm out there as well. And here comes Bragi, helmet in hand.
Yes.
Ooh, matron.
But we can talk about the Coppergate later on.
Hi there. How you
There we
doing?
go. It's our Coppergate or wine.
No, it is.
Yeah.
Very good copy. I've seen the original.
Oh yeah, if you see the original, you compare this, there's no difference really.
The only difference is the original has a hacksaw mark there where they were testing the quality of the brass.
That's back in the day and not when they found it. Because could you imagine archaeologists trying to saw into a whole helmet? No.
I could tell you a few stories. But anyway, what's been happening with you then?
Well, I've just been busy editing videos as always, and working on some new ideas and developing some new ideas for the Monday morning series. So let's just go and find the live stream, and then I can see any comments on my tablet.
Well, are you going anywhere special on Bank Holiday Monday?
Alice Street, Derby.
I'm doing my washing. I need clean pants. I am a clean pants boy.
I should have wanted to know that.
Hey, happiness is clean underwear, mate. You know, you can't just...
But in the modern world, do we take underwear for granted?
Yes, we do. And it was brought home to me because some of my pants are aged.
Indeed.
And I put them on and they kept falling down. Either I've put weight on or lost weight, but I've had to buy new pants. I like a demi-trunk.
What a way to start a live stream.
I like a demi-trunk. You know, it's a combination of comfort and practicality.
Yeah.
A pant for all seasons.
Have you ever worn a mankini?
No, I haven't, and I have no intention of doing so.
Damn.
My body's a temple. It's about the same state as the one I have.
So the idea of Egil running through Derby City in a mankini is out the window now, folks.
Yeah, I lived there, so for a start. You don't want to see this, honestly.
I'm trying to find the live stream. You give me a minute.
And he's fiddling with his tablet.
Yes.
See, in my day, a tablet was something you took with a glass of
My
water.
dad says this. I'll say to my dad, just what's that? It's my tablet. And you'll say, well, how do you swallow that?
And a PC was a gentleman in a blue suit who kept law and order.
Indeed.
Yeah. I mean, speaking of law and order, we had a bit of an incident here. This is irony for you. The police museum got broken into.
Yes, he said that.
Yeah.
It was a while ago. That's the police museum in Derby, not here.
No, it's Richard Felix's police museum, and they smashed a lot of cabinets. I mean, you don't want that sort of rubbish. But anyway, Richard, if you're watching, hi.
And to the folks out there who may have never heard of Richard Felix.
Oh, he's been around a bit. He used to do a series on television with Yvette Fielding called Most Haunted.
Very good at the time.
You see him on Yesterday channel doing sort of history and things like that. Even I've been on there as well. I was the assassin who's Gorgi Markov on Island.
I found the live stream, so I can now see your comments, folks.
All right.
So I can say hello. I keep forgetting about this.
Right, there you go. So I'll hand over to Bragi.
I'm just saying hello, 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 folks. There we go. That's how you leave a comment, Egil. And then
Can't see a thing.
you need your glasses.
Do you want me to get them?
No. I'll get them in a minute. Where are they?
They're in my straw hat.
All right.
I've left my phone in there so I don't forget it. My brother's supposed to be ringing me, so it won't be till about 7 o'clock.
So, have you been enjoying this nice bank holiday so far?
I watched a lot of telly.
It's very warm.
Yeah, well, it's the temperature that does it.
It does.
I walked over here. It was a very nice walk. And the thing that's surprising, where we've had this hot weather,
Yes.
there's lots of blackberries. And my goodness me, I've had a feed of blackberries on the way over here.
Just don't pick them on the low down.
Be all right. But no, these are high up.
There's low down the garden to pick some.
Oh, well.
I've got a little box frozen of blackberries. You can have them.
Yeah,
From
they're
the
nice. If you eat them frozen, it's like
Yeah.
blackberry lollies.
Dig them out for you when you go.
It's a simple thing.
Get your
like
lip.
it. I'm simple like that. But,
I'm going to get him his glasses. You
Yeah.
can see the camera then.
but it needs to trees that hang over that bear fruit. Thank you. Anthony, if you're out there, hi. Anthony and I walked from Derby to Belp, which is about, what, 10 miles?
Yeah, about that.
Well, we walked there and back, and it was amazing, the stuff. There were little tiny plums, there were blackberries,
Oh, yes.
and on that roundabout near you,
Yes.
there was an apple tree.
Oh, yes, there is.
But you've got to catch it at the right time, because either the council...
On the main island?
Yeah.
I didn't know there's an apple tree there.
Oh, yeah, big as cricket balls.
Oh.
But by the time I went back, it had been stripped there, so I'm assuming the council had them. But
Oh, yes. They're probably all eating apples, and now... Of course, we forget about foraging. It's sort of an old thing. Without foraging, humanity wouldn't have learnt how to live off the land and how to find what food to eat.
well, the weird thing is, the very people who these trees overhang.
Oh, let us know how the sound is, because I've got a microphone plugged in, but the problem with this... sorry, I didn't interrupt you, but this is an important issue. If it's breaking up, just let me know, then I'll unplug the microphone, because my jack port on the mobile phone we use, thanks to Anthony, who gave it to us, doesn't put out good audio when I use it. So just let me know. I've got a comment here for you from Rob Napier. Afternoon,
Rob.
gents.
Hi, Rob.
So,
by the way,
Carry on
thanks
now.
for the plums. They were gorgeous. I ate them all. Anyway, getting back.
sorry.
The thing you notice as you walk along are the fruit trees that are hanging over, fruit hanging over. The very people will say go off to an expensive retailer and buy the self-same fruit when they've got it there on already. And it's, we talk about carbon footprints, blah, 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 blah. But if everybody who had fruit trees would either pick the excess fruit or give it away to...
Well, of course so. But in the old days, we had pigs in your garden. You'd have a little bit of a outbuilding and so where to keep your pigs, and any food you didn't eat, or any rotten fruit you picked up, you gave it to the pigs. And it was sustainable, and you didn't let anything go to waste. Not like today's society when you walk down a lane. There's an apple tree as you come back from Darley through the park, and I walk past it, and there's always apples on the floor. And I think to myself, well, that's a waste, that is.
Yeah. Well, if you don't eat them, you can make them into cider. I mean, it's not a big job. But still, fruit. I love it.
Oh, yes, and plums. I mean, did they have plums back in the day? Are they
Yeah,
an
but
old
they'd
thing?
be a lot smaller.
So,
and damsons there. Oh, man, they're lovely. But any more?
no, we'll just keep going because I just lost the chat, but I'll go back to it as soon as I can get in.
Yeah, well...
This is the perils of technology.
Well, I'm just the eye candy, as you've probably gathered.
Indeed.
We are the two hairy Vikings.
Well, now the Vikers.
Yeah, oh well.
Well, you're more hairy than me.
Oh,
I'm less hairy.
Well, what can I say apart from woof, baby?
Woof indeed, or woofski baby.
Yeah, so that's for our Russian friends.
Indeed.
Do we have anybody from Russia?
Yeah, we do have some Russian folk watching now and again. And
Nostrovia.
Nostrovia.
Ah,
That's like that. Cheers.
I think that's it. But
I don't know.
it's a beautiful country, Russia.
It's a
from
big
what I've
country.
seen. Oh, it's huge. I mean, but I'd love to visit it one day. And I'm not a great vodka drinker though.
No, I don't like vodka.
Yeah. But I do love caviar. Beluga caviar.
That's the good stuff.
Oh yeah, man.
I haven't really tried it, to be honest.
It's it's one of those things. If you have too much,
Yes.
you'll feel sick.
I bet Martin knows about caviar.
Oh, I've had caviar, man. Yeah, I know.
Did you get it in Derby?
Yeah, Bennett.
Oh, right.
The thing is, don't use a silver spoon.
Oh, why not?
It taints it. Use a wooden spoon.
Really?
And traditionally, you put it there.
Or did it taint the spoon, or did it taint the...
Taints the caviar.
Oh.
But you put it there on your hand.
Yes, I've seen that.
And that's the traditional way of doing it.
Right.
Now they put it on crackers.
Crackers, yeah.
But yeah, you know, it's...
Crackers, that is.
Mm. And also, here's one for you. Gentleman's Relish.
Gentleman's Relish, what's that? Explain that to the folks
Gentleman's
out there.
Relish, it goes back to the year dot. They do sell it. It's a very, very strong fish paste. Now, if you put just the right amount on, if you think you put too much on, take it off. Or if you think you put not enough on, and it's beautiful fishy taste. But if you put too much on, it's really awful.
I think we lost the stream.
Oh, we lost our stream. Islands in the stream. Do 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 do. We're back again.
No, wait a minute.
Is that why we've not had anybody talking?
That's
to us?
probably why I couldn't get anything.
Ah, you see. Oh,
I think we're on still. Carry on.
Bless you.
Oh, bless you.
Yeah, we'll see if anybody picked that one up.
Yeah.
Obviously.
No, we're still here. I just got why, but the back of the screen went black. It shouldn't do.
I don't know about that.
That's me. Oh dear.
Yeah, it's
I just
sneezy.
bought 36 hankies
Oh, right.
and I paid £15 6p for 36 from India.
No, right, Indian cotton. Nice.
Good stuff.
Yeah.
Very nice. Quite not for me, for my father, Magnarsson.
Oh,
God blimey, Egil.
it's just...
What would a Viking do if I had a hanky? Good Lord, you get told off by your wife.
You might have a cloth, I don't know.
I'll just make you think about that, you know.
I
I think you'd have a bit of cloth in your pocket or in
Possibly.
your pouch. You don't have pockets though.
It's one of those questions, and it seems silly, has never been arisen, and yet it's quite a normal thing.
Oh, and when did pockets come about in trousers? Because, you know, there you are back in the dark ages, and, you know, you often think, well, why didn't somebody think the idea of putting pockets in? Not exactly the most difficult thing to do.
Well, if you think, right up to the Stuarts, they had pouches,
Yes.
and the Georgians had little pockets, fob pockets for the watch. So I suppose, I'm guessing, and if you know, let us know. Probably the Georgian period. Which one, I have no idea, but I'm sure there's somebody out there who can tell us.
Yeah, it's got no Wi-Fi on that thing at the moment. So I assume we're still going. Hello, hope we're waving at you.
There's one thing did surprise me when I worked at the museum. When you have a pair of trousers,
Yes.
formal trousers, they have a crease in them, don't they?
Indeed.
Now, creases, it seems the most natural thing to do. However, if you look at pictures of Victorian people, they seem odd. That's because their trousers don't have a crease.
Oh.
Then about 1900, it was a fashion amongst the well-to-do to have a crease in there. Prince of Wales tried, Edward VII, to have a crease down the side,
Yeah.
but they decided to have them in the front. And then by about 1930, everybody had creases in the trousers.
No.
So, I never thought it would be
So-
as late as that.
So ironing is a new thing.
No, because the Vikings had iron.
Ah, yes.
There was an ironing board and a glass iron were found. I think it was the Orkneys. Correct me if I'm wrong.
You could be right there.
Yeah, but it was found that they did iron. So their old wash day thing.
Right, you
Not a
keep
new thing.
talking. I'm going to try to get a signal back on this tablet by
Okay.
hitting it with a large hammer. I don't recommend it, folks.
Well, Bragi's just off there for the moment, but as I say, if anybody can tell us when pockets came in, that would be great. I mean, we have in the nursery rhymes, Lucy Lockett lost her pocket. I don't know when that dates from, but by a pocket, do they mean a pocket as we know it, or as a pouch? there's a thing for you. But as I say, I mean, there's lots of little things. I mean, the idea, I mean, sneezing, we've done it all through history. Handkerchiefs, did the Vikings have handkerchiefs? I've not seen any, but of course they wouldn't really survive. I know that in the later medieval period, when they had like turbans with the long bit, that was used to wipe the nose on. But you know, it's just an academic thing. I mean, maybe they used the sleeve. I know that's why midshipmen in the Royal Navy have buttons on their cuffs, and their nickname is snotties, because they used to always wipe their nose on the sleeve. And if that's why the buttons were on, to stop them doing that. Because obviously it didn't really enhance the prestige of the Britannic Majesty's Navy. So, yeah. And here comes Bragi with his tablet.
I am back!
But
Dramatic way.
the mysteries of computerization, and he should be there. He's standing there looking very tense with his blue tunic or scarta.
Kettle, we did the unboxing video today.
We certainly did.
Oh look, I'm red in that one. I don't understand
Right,
that.
I must look like a thermos flask, but they're red.
No, I saw a movie about that last night.
What, thermos flask?
No, there was one in it.
All right.
It was called The Accountant. Not too bad. I got bored out and we're putting our feet on a gambus level jerkin.
All right. Nearly ripped my feet off, but hey ho, such is a film
Well,
star as well.
You need your feet, don't you?
Well, yeah, it would be a bit difficult if I didn't. So how's we doing on the list?
We're doing all right, yes. I got a cool comment here from Celtic God about pockets.
Hi, Celtic, yeah.
Our very good friend Celtic says, pockets came in right around the time somebody patched a hole with a sock.
Well, I mean,
Yeah.
as I said earlier, there was the nursery Lucy lost a pocket. But by a pocket, does it mean a pouch? Or does it mean what we call a pocket?
Well, of course so. We do take pockets for granted. Certainly in the 19th century, pockets were much better than they are now. Because how many times do you have a pocket in your modern trousers or jeans, and after a while you get a hole, and then you start losing your pound coins?
That's because we carry keys, whereas they didn't carry keys.
Well, they didn't carry keys the same way. They'd have them hanging on your pouch.
Well, I don't know. I'll keep mine in my pocket.
I've got a Viking key somewhere. It's for what we're sitting on, my weapons chest.
Yeah.
Oh, apparently it's Stan's fault if we lose the signal. So thank you, Stan.
Who's Stan?
Oh no, Stan is the infamous. Stan is a figure. He is the saint of blame.
All right.
If you have a problem, something good. But
Pretty
no.
a poor fool comes to eat him.
Oh yeah, he's great at that.
Yeah.
I'm rubbish at impressions.
Oh.
So yeah, so basically that's that. You know.
Yeah. Okay.
We'll carry on then. What else you want to talk about? Any subjects about Viking or Dark Age history? Because you know we are here to
We've
talk.
spoken about handkerchiefs, blackberries, fruit in general.
Oh right, yes. Well,
But,
Martin Belfast says I made apple and pear pie fries.
Yum, that sounds
I assume
nice.
it's fries, but it's only got fry at the end.
Ah.
There you go.
Oh, I'd like to say hi to Tangi. Thanks for everything you've done. And we must do the same and help her out as well.
Yes, I'm not sure what time it is in Canada. It could be like early morning, like 9 in the morning.
And I'm sure she's devastatingly wonderful in that time.
Well, aren't we all?
Well, I am, I don't know about you.
Well, definitely.
Because I'm still asleep early morning.
Well,
But-
I try to get a bit of sleep in the
Apart
morning.
from last Sunday, I couldn't sleep. Now I was up and around town.
Yeah.
Did you know we've got a 24-hour grocery place? It's up Abbey Street, turn left.
Oh,
It's
right.
Going to Aldi. And it's open 24/7. And some of the stuff is woof gorgeous.
Oh, very
So-
good.
Yeah.
So we've got a comment here from Rob Napier.
Hi, Rob.
What was used to sweeten things back in the Dark Ages?
Honey.
Oh yes.
There you go. Anything
And
else?
honey was, vastly available.
Not just honey, carrots.
Carrots, really?
Yeah, carrot cake has actually got carrots in it.
Yes,
You
of course, so
create
it is nice.
Now, people say, oh, they weren't orange originally. Well, I found out that originally they were white or purple, and the Dutch growers, in honour of the royal family, bred an orange carrot, which we have today.
Oh,
Because William of Orange and the House of Orange.
indeed.
But yeah, and jolly nice it is. And during wartime, of course, sugar was not available.
No.
Or it was, but in very limited amounts. And so carrots were grated up, and you can also use beetroot.
Yes.
Beetroot and chocolate apparently go very well together.
Well, of course they didn't have chocolate.
No, but again, you can make a substitute chocolate spread today with syrup and cocoa powder. If you mix that together,
let's talk about another thing, which was making tea out of acorns, which they used to do.
Now that I saw on a Ray Mears pro. Ray Mears, for you who don't know, is a survival expert.
Oh yes.
Now what you do, you pick said acorns, you grind them up and put them into a net bag, and you wash them he was washing them in a stream for at least 24 hours. You then dry them out and roast them. Then you have a form of coffee. Now, I have tried this many years ago, and let me tell you, it's disgusting.
Yes.
It really is. I was so looking forward to it. But especially in the First War, the Germans had called ersatz, which was substitute. And ersatz coffee was made with acorns. We used to get ersatz jam made with turnip.
That is how you throw a jerkin. Right, so I've got a comment here from Rob Napier. Beetroot, ? Yuck.
Oh, come on, Rob. Nothing better than getting a beetroot, sticking it in boiling water, peeling it, and eating it raw.
Well, of course, we also had mint in the country. Mint is an old thing, so mint tea, great when you've got an upset stomach.
Well,
you know, you can always find that in a hedgerow.
Also, there is a guy in Cornwall who grows tea.
Yes.
Apparently, it's very, very good. And the climate down there is just about right for it. I mean, today I think you go mangoes and things like that with the weather we've got at the moment.
Oh yeah, definitely, yes.
By the way, my pepper plant, Robert, has got another pepper on it. That's 3 now.
What, like, as in red ones?
Or 2 red, 1 green-ish.
Oh.
And it looks like there might be others coming.
Well, I didn't know you had green fingers, Egil. Yeah, I learned something new here.
Well, the secret, I always water it from my coffee cup, and I never wash my coffee cups. There's caffeine in it.
Well, I've had cups like that.
And also, talk nicely. People say, "Oh, you talk, yeah." It grows.
Well, I think it's been proven in science that if you play classical music to plants and then they play heavy music, they react better to the soothing classical, but not to the heavy metal.
I think what it is if you speak to it, you're giving out carbon dioxide,
yeah.
which plants...
Well, maybe so, but also words are magic.
Here's something, perhaps some of you guys know this. If I put sparkling water, which is essentially water and carbon dioxide, would that make the plants grow better?
Well, possibly.
Ah, we've got...
So a comment here from I like to call him the #1 fan from Belfast now. This is the Belfast Viking, Martin Brown.
Hi, Martin.
And it says, by the time I finish writing, you two have already answered.
All right.
No, I've answered already. So vice versa.
All right.
So, oh yes. And when Rob Napier says there's also rose hip tea.
Yeah.
Nice.
Actually, walking down from Derby to you, the bushes are full of rose hips.
Is that an indication of a bad winter?
Yeah, I think so. Because the elderberry, that's what you look at, the elderberry flowers, and now there's loads and loads of berries.
Which will probably mean it's going to rain a lot.
Or snow.
Yes.
It's nature's way of looking after the birds.
And Martin Brown says, my brother's cup not been washed inside for years. I
know where you're coming from, it takes the flavour away.
It's the same with a mucket. And I suppose you guys don't know what a mucket is. My Civil War mucket hasn't been washed for years. I can get one to show you. Because I do love a good mucket. When we can talk about that for a second. You carry on.
What do I do with this thing?
Nothing.
Alright. Oh,
you can put it down, yeah.
Belfast Martin says pine tea. Yeah, you can. There's all kinds of things basically, as long as it's not poisonous. All you do is steep it in hot water and you make yourself a tea. Now then, let's... Oh, it says here, Thomas Dale. Hi Tom. Thomas Dale's comment is, Stan is a sort of ale. They call coffee, Rosehip tea, yes. Dark brown inside. So I'm going to put this down because I have no idea what I'm doing, and I don't want to keep rereading people's comments. But please keep them coming in. Bragi will be here to sort it out. Hang on. Eric Richardson. Oh yeah, here we go. Eric Richardson said, "Oi oi lads, Eric here, trying to watch you lads at work. Smiley face. Hope you're doing well, brothers." Well, thanks a lot. And Thomas says, "Hello, Eric." Yeah, we're doing okay. It's a very hot day today. It's a hot Sunday. Normally I don't do Sundays, but today's an exception. So yeah, it's we're motoring along. And Celtic God, has Bragi tried standing on the roof with cloths hanger while the T-post? We've just been about how to improve your signal, i.e. hanging from the ceiling.
Yes.
Now then, mucket. Let's have a look at
so
this.
what is a mucket? So a mucket is basically, in the American Civil War, every soldier got issued one, and this is one of quite a few I've got.
A mug and a bucket.
It basically is a mug and a bucket, but they also make great for drinking your beer out of. So there you go.
This for the Union troops, I
Well,
take it.
yeah, well, a Confederate might have got one if it lit one over a dead body.
Ooh.
You know, they got around a lot.
I should, yeah, because there's still pretty strong feelings in America.
Well, I know, but you know, the good side won.
I don't know.
Up the Union.
I had two relatives in that war.
Well, I think we all had.
But the trouble is they were on opposing sides. One fell off his horse into the Ohio River, and the other one died of disease.
What would be the Dark Age equivalent of this?
Drinking horn, I guess.
But you know, you can do everything in this. You can put it on the fire. You can cook in it. You can put your stew in it. You can put a bit of meat and cook it in that. Fry your bacon. Put your beer in it. Even once I had ice cream with cider in there.
And it was sort of like a cider ice cream.
Yes,
float.
it was lovely.
I tell you what I had yesterday.
What did you have?
Chocolate ice cream.
Yes.
Apple strudel. And then double cream poured over that.
Oh.
So we had a good feed there, didn't we, Anthony? I tell you what, you know, you can get apple strudel for £100.
Oh, you can, yes.
Yeah.
I love an apple strudel.
Yeah.
And it makes you think how old the apple pie is and the apple strudel is, because let's face it, you know, the basic ingredients of flour and apples.
It's just sweet pastry
honey
with apples in. These are just straight apple. It hasn't got currants in it, but and then it's got sprinkling of sugar with an egg wash on it.
I assume custard came much later, but did they have custard?
Well, the custard it's actually called what is it? They call it English cream or something.
Did they have custard in America?
Oh yeah, I'm sure they do.
And Canada?
Well, perhaps Tangi can let us know.
Right, that's me doing a question mark. Oh look, our brother Eric Rickettson's here. Oh, hey lads.
Yeah.
Hi Rick's here, trying to watch you lads whilst at work.
Ah, right.
Hope you're doing well, brothers. Yeah, sorry, I'm not saying it now. Oh yeah, I hope you're having a great day, Eric, and don't work too hard for them. Stand by the fan a lot, it's cool.
Do fans use a lot of electricity?
Probably about a penny a day, depending on the wattage. I don't know.
I had one and I gave it away like an idiot, but when you think about it, a fan is great for three or 4 days a year.
Oh yes.
But I don't know.
But in the old days, you just have to probably get a bit of leather. You could tie it to the ceiling and waft if it was too hot in your long house. But then long houses were more drafty, so they're probably cooler.
In your underpants or no shirt on.
Oh god, that reminds me of somebody. Now moving on from that, we've got a comment here from the Belfast Viking Martin Brown.
Hi Martin.
And he says, yes, custard been around forever.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, I mean, my granddad was a cook, and
is it a Roman invention?
It possibly is. I mean, the hamburger certainly is a Roman invention. The Romans were great ones for eating out.
I had a lovely ham cheeseburger last night.
Well, the Romans, they used, I don't know if you've seen Adam Hart Davis's programme, you use minced beef like you have, sweeten it with sweet wine and pine nuts, and there's a special loaf that you cut in half and put your burger in.
Thomas Dale says, I fancy some apple and cinnamon ice cream now.
Nice.
And then we have a comment here and a question from Celtic God.
Yeah.
And he says, do you think Vikings ever cooked soup in their helmets when on raids?
Well,
is that a misconception?
I don't know.
Is it a throwback to the wars?
Well, you think about World War II. The troops used to wash in their helmets, and they sometimes cook stuff up in their helmets. It's a natural cooking pot when you're not fighting.
It reminds me of a story about a guy who used to be my sergeant. Sergeant Dave.
Not the real survival.
No, I'm not that old, Egil. And, or am I? And, you know, perhaps in spirit. And I had a number of World War II helmets, and I gave him one as a present because he was a very good friend of mine. And you know the first thing he did? He was and I explained to it, he was an ex-Marine, an ex-squaddy. So the first thing he did, he got into this tent and he pissed in it, and then he got it and put it on his head.
Yeah.
I don't know why.
It's a soldier thing.
Yeah, but the most funniest thing with Dave Vaughan was I think one time when we was coming back from the pub, and Dave Vaughan fell into a river full of ducks, pissed, drunk. And so the next weekend battle, these were the days when there'll be 1,000 people on camp, and we used to have what we call reveille, when all the Union troops and the Confederate troops would form a massive square, and then you'd have your meetings about what's going on that day. And so this time, after Dave Vaughan fell into the river of ducks and everybody took the mickey out of him, we all brought rubber ducks, and Dave was invited, and about 1,000 ducks went flying at him.
Do you remember the old days when we used to do reenactment?
Yes.
And you go out at night, get drunk, tell everybody how great you were, pass out, crawl out of bed next morning, get ready and have a fight. Then the night time come, get drunk, and it was great days.
Now, I was looking on my old channel the other day, and I noticed I got an old Viking battle from about 12 years ago. So I'm thinking about editing it in 4K for you guys, and I'll probably upload it to the channel, because you probably guys have not seen something like that. And although it's a little bit far with all the people around watching, but we are in a medieval castle, and there's about 10 minutes of action. I'm in it, and a lot of the old guys, you weren't there at the time. Well, I might do that.
You know, it's great fun taking part, and you don't notice the audience unless it's you're playing up to it, and it's great fun. That's what I'm going to say. It's fun for the family. Unfortunately, poor old Kim, who ran the society, is dead now, but I like to think his spirit's still here. You see families, you know, husband, wife and children, and they have a right old time playing around, and it shows you don't have to have a television or a tablet to enjoy life. It's just the simple, great fun. Hello, he's come back with a brew. Is that for me?
It's hovering it in. It's hot.
She's caramba. Yes, folks, that was hot coffee. Hot, strong and black.
I've got an interesting point here about handling hot stuff.
Go on.
It's just come to my mind.
Go on then.
Now, we all know that ladies can handle hot cups of tea and coffee better than men. I seem to get that impression. Yeah. So is that a very old thing? Is it because women have been working with fire for a long time and handling pots?
Well, chefs can pick hot stuff up. It's because you're working all the time with hot stuff. You imagine women have to handle, traditionally did washing, so your hot water, and then, you know, you do cooking, and these are your best things, you know, they touch things to see if they're cooked, and eventually you build up a resistance. I've got very soft hands.
Have you been using that cream I gave you?
No, I don't know need, look.
Yeah, you should still put some on. It's good to get moisturised hands. That's why I look so young.
I suffer from hand eczema, among other things.
I've got to go and check my signal again in a minute.
I'm going to just this coffee. It's the wren, the little bird.
Could you imagine a whole host of Viking raiders on coffee?
Yeah, well, I mean, coffee actually dates way back, about 6,000 years, but it's way out east.
Yes.
They may have actually encountered it when you think they went to Constantinople.
Oh, yes.
The caliphates there may well have had coffee, or certainly
Would
no.
it be like the coffee we know today, or
Yeah, I presume so.
do they still drink it in the same style?
We've ground it out. It's probably very gritty, and they may well have filtered it. I don't know. But coffee is far out in the east. But in Europe, it didn't come in till, well, we had coffee houses 18th century.
But certainly a bit early on that.
Yeah.
Columbus.
One more thing. So I'm a great Columbo fan.
This is a very good series.
I have the box series with the late and great Peter Falk. I mean, he's an amazing actor. And
has he ever appeared in a Viking film?
No, he has appeared in a number of comedy films. He's a very adaptable actor.
And we are going to film some more trailer reviews in the future, because I kind of made up a new format, and the new format will be we'll sit in front of the camera, we'll watch the trailer, and you guys can listen to the audio. You'll get our live reaction, and then after we watched it, we'll just go back through the different points of the trailer. Because I think by doing that, we'll knock out a few more trailer reviews. But alternatively, you're waiting for me to do some research, and that I got enough fun at the moment with various other things I'm researching. Yeah. So we're going to try that soon. We'll do one if it goes
coffee.
Well. It is. It's good coffee. We've got a beer in there going cold.
Yeah.
So yeah. So watch out for them. I'll pick a trailer soon, and we'll have a go.
Any more questions to us?
Well, no doubt they are, but I've got to go and get my tablet, which I left somewhere.
Wah, 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 wah.
But we'll just keep going, and we're going to try to go on this live stream for as long as we can.
Yeah.
But we may stand up in a minute, because the problem with doing a live stream is that if you sit down for 2 hours, it does get you back, doesn't it? And
yeah, I mean, other live streams I've done, I've been doing storytelling, sitting in this position, and your spine gets a bit achy after a while.
Achy, breaky spine.
Yeah, well, it does feel like it at times, but it's amazing, really. I sit here and I tell stories and do this. When I get home, I'm so shattered. It's unbelievable. I feel like I've run a marathon. And it's odd, because all I'm doing is sitting here talking, whether it's a story or doing this. So, yeah.
So if I commentate and 6 watches, this is from Celtic God. I like my coffee like my women, white and sweet.
Alright. Yeah, I nearly got thrown out of a bar with a comment similar to that, but...
No, that's not your comment, God say, we'll get bunged.
Yeah, but I live a weird life, trust me. It's 99% sedentary, but the 1% woof woof. That is a great tune.
No, last night I was going to put the video out for this tune, and I'll just show a video ready on that. And the video is basically called "From Posh to Poor Kirtle," and it's talking about what would somebody who's very rich or earl or even a king may have. I don't think that's posh enough for a king.
No, that's sort of like your Saturday night going out, middle class.
But what would a poor person have? So we wanted to compare the two. So
I think a poor person would have had just one tunic, whereas your Njal
probably had 5 or 6 like that.
Well, he'd have something like that for everyday wear, and then it's the colours that do it. And I lost a lot of hair.
Well,
I was just
around your city centre, and you'll see all these old men from the 60s and 70s and 80s with massive hair again.
Looking like Van Halen.
You know, walking around, striding along. Yeah, man, I'm just like, I'm 20 again. It's not happened yet, disappointingly.
Well, the thing is, you imagine my generation when we're all in homes, we've got them with leather jackets.
Yeah, I'll look after you, Egil.
Where they're going around, you know, I remember Motorhead, they were the days.
I don't know why, but we started watching a video about Minecraft.
Alright, well.
Do you know what Minecraft is?
I haven't the slightest idea, but...
do any of you guys know what Minecraft is?
Well, it's just...
MC.
Oh, well. You never know, they might be watching us and thinking,
he's a really massive YouTuber, Fit MC, and he actually said hello to me once as a live stream.
Alright, well there you go.
As my gaming channel.
He might be saying hello to you and you cut him off.
No, it was just a video. I don't think Fit MC is saying hello to me personally right now.
You never know who you're looking around.
I'm only a few. I do know some people who do know him, so there you go.
I've never heard of him until you mentioned it.
Well, he's infamous because there's this world. It's called 2B2T, which stands for 2 brothers and 2 tools. Oh, there we are, look.
Oh, right.
And I've been on that world, and I have survived and escaped spawn.
Wow. Yeah.
Moving on.
Yeah, let's move it on up.
But yeah, so got some more comments.
Oh, yeah.
We're back again. Yeah, this keeps logging in, logging out. It's back.
Go on, then.
Sound's gone at 1541, but we're back again. Yeah, I think some days when the internet has a low frequency broadband element, it can just drop the signal, then it'll immediately pick it back up again.
It could be the hot weather, and it could be a lot of people using it this time.
I'm going to upgrade the broadband in the house at some point in the next few months, perhaps, or maybe seek a better mobile phone, because at the moment this is a Samsung S6 and it's okay, but I think a Samsung S8 or S9 would be better at live streaming.
Why do they call them phones? They're actually mini computers.
I know.
Telephone is one aspect of it.
I know.
Yeah, anyway, what's the comments?
Give a minute. So, Martin Brown says, do you have to wear leg wraps as a Viking, as I don't?
It's a matter of choice. I wear them because I do. In winter time, they keep your legs nice and warm, and it saves the bottom of your trousers. It's a matter of fashion, really. If you don't want to wear them, don't wear them.
Yeah, I think it also depends on what you're wearing. For instance, if you're wearing a pair of rush pants, then you generally do need them, because the fact that you've got a narrow tube and you want your rush pants to be higher up, so you do need them for them. I don't always wear them because some days it's too hot, but if I was doing a popular event outside or doing something in front of public, I would wear them. But
yeah, well, it's just force of habit.
Yeah, well, you've been wearing them for so many years.
Well, these trousers, Lynn made these, must be, what, 15 years ago?
Well, yet again, it also demonstrates that if you look after your own kit, it will last you for years. In fact, a good kit should outlast people.
Well,
you know,
as long as you wash them, you don't press them because you don't want creases, but wash them. If you've been sweating heavily.
And if you do wash them in the machine, just make sure you choose the delicate wool section. It will have one, and then I'd even recommend putting your woolen item, like a tunic or your trousers, in like a pillowcase. That will stop it from being knocked around too much and give it a bit more security.
Well,
you know, not security, but give it a bit more oomph in the protection. Yeah.
I must admit, I've never done that, and I've washed my pretty green tunic. I've had that years. That was good. I got that second hand, believe it or not.
Well, yes, but you know, second hand Viking kit is very good because it looks older. There's nothing worse than you buy. I remember being on Civil War camp, and there was a guy. His name was Huxley. Huxley the Hound, his name was, and he brought this brand new kit. He had brand new Union trousers, and on all Saturday we took the mickey out of him. So on a Sunday morning, he got a bit fed up with this. And he decided to spend about half an hour rolling around in the fire pit until he looked like he'd been in the war. Huxley is a dude, and he's also a very good seamstress. Or seaman.
Yeah, seamstress is a woman.
Yeah, well, what do you call a man who sews things?
Tailor.
There you go. Tinker Tailor Soldier Spy. I've not seen that film, have you?
No, talking of which, I ate those prunes you gave me. They were fantastic. Yeah, I had a tin of Tesco prunes. You know those tins you gave me?
Oh, yes.
Yeah?
Ah.
Oh, I sat and ate the prunes.
Oh.
I never realised how many prunes I could get in a tin.
And what was the prune liquid like?
Prunish. I drank it.
Oh, did you?
Yeah. But I'm working on the evaporated milk I've got to make a rice pudding.
It reminds me of that film with Michael Caine and the James Bond dude, Sean Connery.
Oh yeah, the man who would be king.
King, yeah, when he threw the dates in the fire.
Yeah.
But dates are very nice actually. I like a dried date.
Raw dates, yeah, fresh dates are fantastic. But the way they spat the bullet into the fire.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that film.
And if the Vikings had gone east, would they have had their hands on dates?
Oh yeah, definitely.
You know.
I mean, dates were standard out in the Middle East.
It must be, you know, quite amazing. There you are, you know, there's Olaf, and you know, he's a Norwegian Viking, and he's travelled with a group of men, and he's gone to the east, and it's his first time in an eastern town and an eastern market. It must have been very alarming and just so new to the senses.
Or Eban Fadan, who you see in 13th Warrior,
yes,
actually existed, and you know, I mean, he gives us descriptions of Vikings, but I'm sure that if they see the locals eating it, they're going to eat it.
Well, of course
well,
so, yes.
I mean, especially things like oranges.
I love dates.
Can you imagine seeing an orange for the first time and then eating it?
And dates, you know, once they're dried, they keep, you know.
Well, if you buy, I've bought them off Derby Market, you know, fresh, and they are different again. They're really nice, and of course, figs. Ooh, fresh figs. It's a delight.
I like plums, but
Plums are nice.
yeah, I can't remember what a fresh fig tastes like. And I've certainly been to the Greek islands.
Next time we go around town and we'll see if we can get one. I know the stall in mind. You gotta try it, man. It's beautiful.
And Martin Brown says, yes, Vikings love dates.
Mm.
And Martin Brown says, I'm playing Baldur's Gate at the moment.
Mm.
Yes, cool.
Just thinking, I wouldn't mind a date.
I know, well,
Brunette,
yes,
know.
well, one day we're going to sign you up for Tinder and send you on some secret dates on the channel.
Yeah, great. As long as she hasn't got a bigger tash than I have and more tattoos.
If she got a beard, one.
Yeah.
Bearded lady, is that old are they?
I don't know, but we know a bearded lady, don't we? No names, no pack drill.
I'm moving on from that one.
Yeah, same here.
So Martin Brown says, I was kicked in the plums once, it hurts.
Yeah, well, you know, you got to protect your soft fruit.
As a Viking, when you suddenly learn, when you see a spear heading in that direction, like you very suddenly rise up and ride the spear.
Right, that'll get the heck out of Dodge.
Or you go, oh my god! Of course, that used to be one of our favourite things in the Civil War was well, first of all, if we didn't like the commanding officer, then we'd all just decide like the left flank would just die in one go. Right, let's cannon, lads. We don't like this officer. We're all going to die. So cannon goes off. 30 men suddenly die, and there's like the colonel behind us in dismay because Knight has realised we don't like him, and there's no left flank. But we used to do the old who could get the best body shot and scream in front of the audience, I've been shot in the balls!
This is certainly one for the adults, this one.
No, well, you know, well, it happened though.
Anyway, the next question.
So Thomas Dale says, one bearded lady took a liking to me. I felt like running away. She looked like a partially shaved bear.
Yeah.
So don't forget to share this, folks.
I must admit, I knew a woman who was like a strategically shaved chimp. But,
yes.
No names, no pack drill.
I'm never doing my monkey impression on camera.
Mine boggles. As
Yes.
long as it's not a bonobo monkey.
Well, I do chimpanzee.
Yeah, well, imagine an oversexed chimpanzee.
And I can do a parrot noise.
Yeah, okay, moving on.
Well, everybody had a noise in the factory when they used to work.
Yeah.
So, if you was to have an animal noise, what would it be?
An animal noise. Pussycat.
There we go.
Or a dog.
Yeah, everybody needs one. We're good at dogs and meows. So Martin Brown says, as training in the army, you are told if you find a dead soldier, you kicked in the plums to make sure he was dead.
Yeah, what regiment were you, Martin?
Yeah, what regiment was you in?
I was ex-foresters. Worcestershire Foresters.
I wanted to join, but...
Yeah, I wanted to join full time, but my parents wouldn't let me.
Oh, I know that one, yeah.
You might get killed. Yeah, I might get killed by a bus as I go out. But
Yes.
still,
And are you glad you actually...
job I wanted to do, which was like the regulars, you go out to trouble spots. Due to medical conditions, I was discharged at people I knew are now colonels and things like that. So,
Well, my Civil War regiment, after the American Civil War, the 14th Brooklyn, they became the New York National Guard. And in Brooklyn, they have an armory. So if you go to the armory today, you'll go outside and you'll find a man standing outside on guard. And they've been doing that since the Civil War. And I always find that quite amazing.
the thing I find about the
If you get-
Civil War is the riots in New York.
Well, of course so.
And they had to call troops back just from Gettysburg.
Martin Brown was a cook in the
Oh,
army.
right.
So I knew that.
Army Catering Corps.
Catering corps. I think I got their badge somewhere.
Yeah. Because we used to live in the field. We had this compo ration. And there was tins there older than me. I mean, some of it is good. But when the press were there, we used to get marvellous food. we're even allowed to touch it.
Oh wow!
But on basic training at Lichfield, I had steak every day.
I was watching a film last night and it had Emery in it. You know, the first sergeant.
Oh, Simplify! He's dead now, poor lad.
Yeah, I think he passed away this year or last year.
It was not long ago.
No.
I've got him in Full Metal Jacket.
Yeah, good in that.
That was improvised, apparently.
Was it?
Yeah.
Oh.
But he had a brilliant series on stuff.
It's still going.
You get a bit tiresome when you keep shouting, calling people ladies and couch potatoes.
Yeah.
I know it's his image, but after about the third series, you think, yeah, we get it. You're an ex-Marine.
Yes. Well, once a Marine, always a Marine.
Well, I met a Marine Colonel when I was working at Jorvik, and I said to him, "Oh, Semper Fi," and his eyes lit up.
So Martin Brown says ACC.
Yeah.
And Lance Corporal.
Oh, you outranked me. I was.
Yeah, you got bottom about now, Martin.
Yeah. But Army Catering Corps, yeah.
Yeah, I got the badge somewhere.
Yeah.
But that's been going around for some time.
Well, our cook when I was in lives on the same complex as me.
Well, you can see here, look, our new description. So we now got links to some lot of playlists, and it also those are our new affiliated links.
Oh, right.
So we just got some links now, and most of our videos will have affiliated links to our equipment.
And there's me thinking links was merely a deodorant
So
spray.
the idea is that if anybody wanted to go and buy the camera setup we have, then there's a link to it. You can have a look what we use as well. Because an important aspect of YouTube is your equipment.
Well, this
And
is
we do
the great
neglect
thing is it's worldwide.
Of course so.
Yeah, I mean.
We are international, Egil.
Well, yeah, I know.
I know, we're going to have a booth dedicated to us and standing order one day. And it will be called the Egil and Bragi booth.
Yeah.
And there'll be a picture of us, like with thumbs up, smiley faces.
Yeah, well, you may even open a Weatherspoon somewhere.
Yeah, you never know.
Yeah, the sword and the ribbon.
Yes. This time next year, Egil, you could be putting on Derby's Christmas lights.
More like sheep's lights.
We'll move on from that.
Yeah.
Now don't forget to subscribe, folks, I'll just seeing the button there. And share the live stream and we'll keep going. Let me have a look at the battery power. Oh, thingy bob. Oh, 70%. And we've still got 3 bar. There's a spare battery.
Oh. So, any more new comments?
No, but I'll get a cold drink. I like a yo-yo.
It's up and down. Well, once again, I'm on my own. It's just gone to get a cold drink because it is rather hot. We are in an inside environment, but yeah. So as I say, nice one, Martin. I'm glad to see that you old catering corps, and as I said, my old cook lives on our complex. Remember him, but as I say, trying to find out what things are what. But hang on, I hear the sound of approaching bangles.
I don't have them all on.
Weird guy. Captain Quattro. So anyway, Bragi is opening his own personal bar, the Lavatorium, and I can hear jolly nice sounds. So, hey, why don't you guys settle back with something nice to drink?
Oh yes.
Enjoy life. And I've got thank you. I've got a nice. I'm not driving, by the way, if anybody asks.
Cheers.
Cheers.
I don't think you're going to get drunk on one of these.
Yeah, you never know, mate.
It's not bad actually.
It's jolly good stuff, this.
Not bad.
I'm not a great beer drinker, but I drink these.
Morrison's £2.62 for 10.
Okay. £2.62?
Yeah, I don't know if it's worth it.
Yeah.
As in the volume.
They're nice to have if you say, put them in the fridge and they're having a meal. And it's just enough.
And is there any children watching? Don't drink ale or alcohol. Leave that to mummy and daddy, please. We've got to put the disclaimer out.
Okay. Yeah.
We are a family-friendly audience channel.
Yeah. Well, alcohol is 2.8%.
Oh, so we've got a comment here from Rob Napier.
Hi, Rob.
Any army march on its stomach?
Well,
An army march? Yeah.
Tip it in the pot.
Yeah.
Then you got salmon. They
Yeah.
tip that in. And they mix it up with chocolate pudding. And they stir it all up. And you pie it. And your mate's not got a mess tin, so you lend him yours. So you go along, and then you've got pudding and custard on top of your beef.
This reminds me of camp back in the day when on a Saturday we used to have a stew, and the idea was everybody chipped in, and whatever you had, you put in.
Yeah, I'm
Egil chose. So one occasion I threw in a pound of licorice all sorts,
Oh God.
and then another occasion I threw in 2 jars of marmalade, and literally people were putting like whole jars of chilies. And there'd be like Gulf veterans there banging on the floor crying because it was too hot. And then when we finished with it, we would go and take the remains and give it to Confederates, and then they'll let the bowl out.
I remember on one
Bit clean.
occasion, one of the cooks chopped his finger off and it fell in the stew. They took the stew. To be fair, they took the finger out.
So we have a question here on eating, and it's from Martin, and said, did the Vikings use meat picks to eat with?
Meat picks.
Yeah, so it'd be like instead of being like a fork with 2 prongs, it would just be like a work piece of metal, maybe a little bit of a fancy end, and a point you could stab into your meat to eat with.
I think they just used the bite and cut method. You get your meat, cut it.
I think there was it is a true thing, and meat hooks were around to eat with.
Yeah, I've never
But
heard of them.
To me, why not just get your knife out?
Yeah.
You know, I sharpened it the other day for you, so watch yourself.
Don't forget, there's my big knife.
Yeah, I got to do that when I get back in the garage again. When I got more energy.
Bless.
Then that'll be done. Another job.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to say we'll pay undertune it soon.
Oh, motorbike revving up again.
Yes, well we do get lots of motorbikes round here because we're not very far from a place called Matlock Bath.
Well worth a visit for
Yes.
anybody there. It's like a seaside with no
Oh,
sea.
it is. And it's like a place in a little valley with cliffs.
You know who liked it, don't you?
Who?
Queen Victoria.
Oh, of course so.
Imagine a typical English seaside resort with no sea. And this time of year, it's great. It's humming. You go in October, half the shops are closed. But they've got a real sweet shop, which is really great. And they used to have a wax museum, which it was hilarious. You've got Cliff Richard wax model from 1955.
Cliff Richard.
You've got Field Marshal Montgomery.
Is he there for the Christians?
I don't know, but you've got Field Marshal Montgomery. There's also I used to work in a factory, and this time of year you used to get fed up with going to work, so you'd ring in, say you're ill, and I'd go around Matlock, and Matlock had a great aquarium.
I can remember that time when we went to Matlock and we went in that charity shop and you took your coat off.
Yeah.
And you put it on the floor and you tried this other jacket on, and whilst he was doing this, so imagine there's a charity shop full of all these coats and old biddies, old people, and Egil took his jacket off to try another one on, and he turned his back, and in between that time some guy picked up his jacket and thought it was for sale and tried to go and buy it with his wallet in it and his watch and everything and his snuff box.
Yeah.
You know, I was there like laughing my head off.
Yeah.
He wasn't very impressed because I was laughing a lot.
Well, I was so surprised.
It was so funny.
Dear.
Only that could happen to you, Egil.
But let's face it, we get some good stuff from charity shops.
Oh, you do, yes. So, the the Belfast Viking Martin Brown, I love those. I love them mini beers. Lidl. Oh, right. This is Morrison's.
I think they all do a version. Aldi probably sell them as well. I don't know, I'm saying I must have a wander up. That's my bank holiday task.
And he also says everyone was always nice to the cook in the field.
Yeah, you don't upset the cook because...
Well, it's an important aspect because, you know, you need food.
Well, it's not only that, there's things they can do to your food, like spit in it, and that's the least offensive thing they can do.
And Rob Napier says, I used to take mine of them. And I love when I see that because I think motorbikes are awesome.
Well, they're nice people, though.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I remember when I worked at the Industrial Museum, there was a guy called Popeye.
Popeye.
And they'd just come back from Holland. and they had a Ducati 900. And I said, that looks a good bike. He revved it up and set the alarms off.
I mean, who would you associate more with motorbikes? The Anglo-Saxons or the Vikings?
Vikings are bikers.
Definitely.
No two ways. I mean, I've sat on a motorbike and I rode one for about 200 yards and broke the back sprocket. But my mother was very anti-bikes.
Well, same here.
Even though my eldest brother had got a Francis Barnett, and my brother Nick, he had a bike as well.
So we have a comment here. It's from Martin Brown.
Hi Martin.
And it says, I'm sorry, I have to go. My dinner is ready.
Okay, mate.
Roast chicken and roast buds. Bye. And thanks for the laugh.
Okay, mate.
Well, thank you, Martin. Always great to see you here.
Have a good feed, and we hope to hear from you again. So, yeah, don't blame you, mate.
And we'll just keep going. Do you want to stand up at some point soon?
There you go. That's my phone.
Oh, it's Rob saying something, probably.
Well, I'm going to get off camera this time.
Oh, right. It's all me.
Yeah.
Hello, I'm here.
The pretty one's gone, I know.
You know, the eye candy is gone, and now you're left with me, whilst Egil goes to find something. It's dog and bone. If you're not sure what a dog and bone is, it's your phone. It's Cockney slang, isn't it?
Oh, it's Rob Napier saying the stream down.
Let's have a look. Now we're still public here.
I think he must have faulty connections.
It's still going.
Okay.
We've got 6 people watching.
Yeah, well, whether that means he's just signing off or what, I don't know.
Well, you know, you can lose the internet signal, and of course, it also depends on what kind of weather is happening in the space around us. Not Leicester, no, the sun.
Yeah.
The sun puts out rays and
atmospherics.
Yeah, and it affects the internet signal.
Yeah, it's good to see some of the old things affect it still.
And we'll keep going. So it says here we've got 2 people watching, but it says 6 on there.
Yeah.
So any more comments? Have I missed any comments? I don't think I have.
I think if we're in England, they're probably going for the tea.
Well, maybe so. Yeah. I think, you know, I think 60% of the audience good. Good to see our friends from Australia, and of course Canada as well. But
Tangy.
you know, but we got people from Brazil and Japan and Russia. We are worldwide.
Well, I mean, we're used as for English language, aren't we?
Hello again, says Thomas Dale.
Hi, Tom.
So, did you ever think you'll be international, Egil,
I
in
never
your
thought
life?
so. I never thought I'd be national. Never mind international, but that's the joy of these things.
And let's talk about your experience in the last year on the channel. I mean, how did that go?
I must admit, when I first started it, I'm just
Carry
ignoring
on.
it. I'm ignoring that. If
Cool.
that's you, Rob,
Yes.
I'm filming.
You should always silence your phone when you do a live stream.
Well, it's not only that. Well, anyway, moving on. When I first started, I was somewhat doubtful.
Really?
Well, you know, I remember. I can't say much without being unpleasant.
No.
But anyway, having said that, I got
Not to
into
me.
it. But I learned a tremendous amount. I mean, I'm used to stage acting. I'm used to live role playing. I'm used to film. But this is a different matter. And I you know, first off, Bragi used to tell me, raise your voice. I've still got the problem of talking too quiet. I know that. But it's looking at the camera in a certain way.
I do that now and again.
So yeah, I learned a lot, and enjoy doing the folk tales and the history. And what I really like is hearing from people like we've got today.
Oh yes, that's the best aspect of it.
The only sad thing is, of course, you don't get to meet them. Maybe that's a good thing as far as they're concerned. I don't know, but it's not. It's like holding a conversation without seeing the person.
Well, yes. I mean, it's a little bit strange when because sooner or later, in a year's time or 2 years' time, we'll be doing live streams, and there'll be hundreds and hundreds of people watching, and it's a lot more difficult to interact and read all those comments out because they'll just be going that fast down your comments. You won't be able to see them all, and that's brilliant because that's the interaction we want. We want to get bigger, but what happens on YouTube is that when you get to 1,000 subs, it is then in YouTube's interest to start promoting you because you're then applying to be a part of the partnership program. And it's in their interest as a partner to share your content, because that's how YouTube make money out of you as a content creator. But there's a very big thing happening at the moment. It's been started by a German guy called George, Jorg,
Guten Tag.
and he's starting a new thing called the YouTubers Union. Because there's lots of things about YouTube where YouTube don't actually talk to the creators, and there's a lack of transparency, and they seem to want to promote some of these very large daft channels, but they don't seem to want to promote and help the smaller channels. And as a YouTuber, we have no rights. There's a big debate if actually are we actually employed by YouTube, or are we freelancing? So there's also that debate going on. So what's happening with the YouTube Union is that they're trying to get together and trying to negotiate and work with YouTube to make it a more fairer platform and to be more what it should be about the creator and about the people that watch. So lots of things are happening on YouTube as well at the moment. So
yeah, well, it sounds like it's all to play for on there. But at the moment, we obviously need more subs.
well, we do. We always need more subs.
But,
So I've got a couple of things here. So Rob Napier says, and you're back. So yeah, still got my Yamaha Phaser. Phaser.
Yeah, I know that. Yeah, and I know it's not been on the road for a few years, but then again.
Another comment. So you find the concentration levels doing that taxing?
Yeah, what it is, you know, people think you sit in front of the camera and go la 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 whatever, and that's it. Well, you have to. It's difficult to explain it. You're mentally switched on all the
Of course
time.
so.
And in one session, I'll say maybe do 5 or 6 Folktales. Then I'll do Ask Egil or something like that, or there'll be historical questions and things like that. And I've already walked here, which is quite a considerable way.
I was figuring if we started getting some periods where it's just raining badly and we're not filming, but it looks like it's not going to rain late afternoon, then we might just get you a taxi down here and I'll just pay 10 quid, whatever. Order you a taxi and pay when it gets here.
I'll walk it, mate. You give me the 10 quid.
Yeah.
But having said that, you know, I mean, acting is hard work. I mean, when I used to do the schools, I used to sweat like a good one, and I was really tired at the end of it. And it's the effort you put into it. I find it easier to do this sort of stuff, but at the same time, it's very taxing. And I always say, if you're not tired at the end of a session, you're not done your audience.
Oh yeah, but you know, I've still got to continue working after that session and start the editing process.
Yeah, but I'm just going, as I say, on my part, it's you do sleep well anyway that night after you've done it, but it's the same with any acting. I think it's anybody who says acting's easy is lying to you. The actual mechanics of it, come easy. Right.
Just leave a comment to Magnarsson. So hello to Magnarsson.
Hi Magnarsson.
It's one of our new subscribers recently, and been leaving nice channels. And they say, hi, how's it going? And it's going great, thank you.
It's going great.
A bit warm.
Just a tad. But the thing I'm noticing is how much my hair's gone. But,
well, that's the way it goes in life. Just don't look down too much.
just look down on the top of my head, avoid mirrored ceilings.
But, you know, have you never thought about having shave all your head off and go bald?
No, I used to have a crew cut as a child, that's one thing. Yeah, eventually I'll have it roost style, a long plaid.
Yeah.
And a shaven head.
Yeah, I think hair should be long to be long, but then again, it doesn't always suit your work situation, so I understand that.
Well, being on universal credit doesn't really matter about your hair length.
And if I was back in the Civil War again, 19th century, then it's a bit far be having long hair like this.
Well, I don't know, Confederates, they used to have long hair.
Yeah, but they'd also have lots of nicks and lots of filth in your hair. So they generally would have shaved it off, but it's more cleaner for you to have shorter hair in that period. The shampoo and stuff like that wasn't always readily available. The Confederates were very poor. You can smell them before they come here.
I was just thinking Jesse James going, I'll just have a wash and blow dry today.
So Rob Napier says, how long does editing take for a story?
This is the guy to ask.
So tonight there's a video out. After this, it'll be around about 9 o'clock, and that is the latest vlog episode 30. And I probably spent about 6 hours editing that video, just to edit out the ums and the ahs from both of us, and the breaths and the coughs. And
the sound of motorbikes.
Well, no, you can't eliminate that. So it depends. There's two ways I edit a video. I'd either do a very simple edit, which is basically cutting the beginning and cutting the end, and adding a push through for the beginning and a little sound effect, so that's got that going into it, and then I'll just do the outro. I can do that in 5 minutes. But the problem is with YouTube is that as you go along and the further you progress, the more you realise that you've got to edit more and more and more. So it depends, you know. A 5-minute video can take an hour to edit if you want to go through it and read it. But one of the problems I have there is because I'm using a computer with an i5 equivalent processor, so it's just slightly slow, and therefore it slows down the editing processor. So I do need to upgrade to an i7 at some point soon.
I suppose it's like any film. The editing is the thing that takes the time.
Well, of course so.
You know, you see them in the films.
But they say, finish off?
No, I was just saying.
But they say you spend, 5 or 6 times the amount you take on filming to edit, and then they also say you spend the same amount of time. I can't speak today. I don't know why.
Hot weather.
Yeah, on making a thumbnail. In fact, your thumbnail should be the one thing you concentrate on the most, because it's that your thumbnail is your little picture they see when they see the video. But YouTube are developing a new tool. It's called a A/B test. So in the future, when they release this tool, I'll be able to make 2 thumbnails for the same video and then test them to see which one gets more clicks. And then through using that tool, I'll be able to develop and get better at making thumbnails. But it's an art form to making thumbnails, because you want people to click on them and then watch your content. But there's also an art form to being in a video and knowing how to hook people in, and that develops over time.
It sounds like an old musical thing.
It's a lot to it.
Watch me content.
I mean, anybody can stand in front of a camera when you first start on YouTube and just record some simple content, and that is how most people start. Let's just remember that PewDiePie, one of the biggest YouTubers on YouTube, at some point he had 816 subs like we had. So if he can do it, anybody can do it.
Everybody's going to start somewhere.
Oh yeah. So try to get back to the older signal and no connection. Come on. Old technology. Hope we're still there. There we go.
Ding, 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 ding.
I've got to go in a minute to do a couple of things, so you carry on.
Oh, great.
And I got your lift. Hope I got your lift back with Bernard.
All right.
So hopefully he won't be really busy this time.
Oh, groovy guy, Bernard.
Oh yes, we often talk about Bernard. So let me go and do something. You keep on talking.
Right. Well, once again, this is the art of filling in, and you see,
we're still live.
There's a lot more to it than just actually standing in front of the camera.
So Magnarsson has just asked, could you make another Danax video? Yes.
I'm sure we could. Bragi's the content manager on that.
Let's just do something for Magnarsson. Wait a minute.
Hang on. There we go. Oh,
So,
the ding.
This is a singing Danax. If you move it around, it makes a more vibrational noise.
Used to do that with a guitar. You could shake it electrically.
It's just been well heated to make a nice noise.
It's a nasty nick in it, though.
Yeah, it wants grinding down again on that little nick.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah,
The singing Danax. But we are going to make some more Danax content and update it. So yes, so watch out for that.
Answers your question.
In the autumn, when it's cooler, we'll film it outside again.
Yeah. As I say, it does get a bit. People think filming outside's dead easy. Well, technically, yeah. The trouble is, you're just getting halfway through something, and somebody decides to rev the motorbike up, or get the 747 going over to Hamburg, or you get cars beeping, and you can't. It ruins the whole effect. Birdsong's nice, but the trouble is, when you're near a road, and let's face it, most parts of England, you're not that far from a road or a flight path, it breaks. What you're doing is creating an illusion, and it takes very little to break that illusion. And when you've done it 3 or 4 times, it gets a little wearing, but very rewarding when you see the finished article. So yeah, you know, I mean, we've got a lot of ideas. The latest one, of course, is I've heard about was Mystic Mondays. They release runes and things like that to the public. And as I say, I've enjoyed doing this. And the Ask Egil Anything, that's another good thing. And as I say, keep firing these comments in. We will get back to you. I mean, we have live stream sessions like this, and it's a jolly useful thing to have to do this. I don't know where Bragi's got to, but no doubt he'll return in the midst of time. So, I don't know what the time zones are with you guys. I know New York is 6 hours behind us, so it's probably just about 11 o'clock. You know, you're sort of having a cup of coffee and looking at the Sunday papers. It's always great. This is one of the great things that I find about this is its international flavour, knowing that people are listening and answering questions the world over. And this is the great thing about YouTube, and the more the merrier. I really, you know, I never expected to get so many responses across the world, and that's something to be said. And we very much appreciate it. Any new people out there who want to subscribe, please do that. We're always glad to get new subscribers. And as I say, we had great rapport with Tanji in Canada. If you're watching, Tanji, thanks for everything, and hope everything's fine with you, and get in contact with us again. And I recommend her 3 Bears story, well worth looking at. Very talented lady, and as I say, she's one of the good ones. So I mean, you know, at the moment we're on a bank holiday. Well, tomorrow's bank holiday officially, Monday. I'll be doing my washing, but I may be cruising around the town a bit, see what's cracking on. And hopefully we'll meet some good friends and have a chat. I'm very much of the belief of the Irish when they say there's no such thing as strangers, only friends you haven't yet met. And that to me means, yeah, it makes sense to me. There are a lot of people out there, and yeah, you know, if you see me in Derby, say hi. I won't, you know, I won't bite your head off. It was always good to meet people and listen to what they've got to say. As you realised, I'm rambling on because Bragi's doing what he's doing. I haven't the slightest idea what he's up to. So bear with me as I wander along. But there's a lot of things I'm sure that will come up in the channel, and I find it fascinating with the ideas and things that come up and the response we get from it. I've never known of so many folk tales in my life. We're working on other projects at the moment, but you know, I'm not disrespecting the channel, but we do have other things in our lives to be getting on with. But yeah, you know, this is great fun, and yeah, it's some of the things you find is that people ask you a question, you think, I learned that 30 years ago or 40 years ago, and you think, but you come through it and everything comes right. But like I say, when anything like this, if you get it wrong, people will tell you, fair enough. It shows you're human. And we don't mind constructive criticism in that if we get something wrong, and I hold my hands up, I'm not infallible, and I'd like to find somebody who is, or perhaps I wouldn't, but you know, we can check the source ourselves and then carry on. And it's just nice to talk about everyday objects. I mean, you heard us talking earlier on about cooking, and that's one of my passions as well. And it, as I say, the Ask Egil Anything section, all that entails is ask it, and if I know it, I'll answer you. If I don't, I'll refer back and come back later. So, you know, I mean, as I say, that's something there. And I mean, as regards technical stuff, Bragi's your man. I mean, I sit in front of the camera. I know how to send emails and go and look into my mails and things. Yeah, and I can do that, but computer stuff, it strikes me, as soon as you learn it, something else comes out, you've got to learn that, then something else, it's never ending. But it does get you in contact with the rest of the world, which is, like I say, a good thing. I think Churchill summed it up when he said it's better to jaw than to war. And he had a point there, you know, just talking over, and we're not so different, it's just different nationalities. And I think we're all basically decent human beings. And if we had the YouTube, maybe we wouldn't have had as many wars as what we've had. But yeah, national identity is good, but you know, I think the way we are now, you know, people talking to each other, exchanging views and content, that's something worth having. And exchange of views and ideas, I mean, it's amazing to do that. So yeah. Well, I'm about running out of things to say. I don't know where his lordship's got to, but perhaps he's in another time dimension, who knows. But we'll see how it's going. He's taken off everything, so I can't read your comments. So I'll just keep rambling on. Don't be afraid to leave comments. I'm sure we're picking them up somewhere along the way. You never know with him. But yeah, so I mean, bank holidays, I don't know what happens in over the world, but usually it rains in this country on a bank holiday, which it hasn't, which is nice. So if you go out in your car, the roads are jam-packed with people. I usually stay at home, watch television, or like tomorrow I'll be doing my washing. Holidays may come and go, but dirty washing is forever. I don't mind the washing. The worst part of it is sorting your socks out, and that's annoying. I don't mind ironing, because a shirt a week or something like that, I know it sounds slobby, but there you go. Ironing shirts, not that big a problem. It's sorting out the socks. You get this big mound, and they're essentially black or grey, but they've got different heels and toe colours, and they're very similar. Ugh. And if that's my biggest problem, then I've got nothing to worry about, I know. But there's nothing more satisfying than when you've done your washing and you've done your ironing and you fill the various drawers and wardrobes with your clothing, you think, you get a sense of satisfaction. I suppose it's different if you're married and you've got children. You know, you've got 5 or 6 piles of washing and loads of shirts. I don't know. Not likely to either, but it's just, it shows my independence. And if you take pride in it, why not? You know, there's nothing wrong in taking pride in doing household tasks. My cooking skills, well, it's nice if you've got someone to cook for. I mean, like yesterday, I was able to cook for me and a pal of mine, Anthony, sorry. We had a very nice meal, and I enjoyed cooking it. It's the organisation of it, that's the knack of it, but we had a very good meal and a very nice bottle of Liebfraumilch. Very nice stuff, ice cold. And yeah, again, it's easy to make a sandwich. Yeah, don't always do that. I mean, I've got stuff at home. I've got some chicken legs that I've got to roast off and some mushrooms. But yeah, oh hang on, I hear movement. Is it him? Yes, I think it is. But if you're still with us, which I hope you are, I hope I've not bored you too much. But like I say, I've sort of been left mid-air and you have to improvise. And that's something that you learn with this is, yeah, you can have a set script, but I'm not good at that. I'm dyslexic. The weird thing is, I wrote a play and I couldn't remember the lines. I like a bit of scope. And as I say, this teaches you to, okay, it's rambling on, but you've got to fill the time up. And he's back. He hasn't got his tablet with him. Any more questions?
No, I can't say any more, so I'll just sorting a couple of things out about shopping.
I've been rambling on about
no, that's fine.
Washing and cooking.
You know, try to relate it with the Viking Age.
Well, no, I've just left in mid-air here.
I know, sorry, my fault.
So anyway, as I say, it's great fun. I find it's just you got to. The thing I learned from being on the Dole, take pleasure in what you can. Okay, you can't go out on holidays, you can't do this, you can't blah, 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 but I can do my washing, I can do my cooking, and I've got good friends. And take pride in all of that, and life is not so bad. Anyway, you probably recognise this stranger.
Oh, hello. Hello, Egil, nice to meet you. I'm Bragi.
Bragi, I used to know a guy called Bragi.
Oh, not my cousin Bragi, what's his name?
Bragi of Potatoes. He looked just like you.
Did he?
Anyway, I'll hand you over to Bragi.
I do have a twin. His name's Raggy. You might see him on camera one day.
Oh dear.
So, what have you been talking about? Dole. So, have you explained what that is in UK? And
for those of us who are unemployed,
yes.
See, I'm in one of these weird situations. I'm unemployed. I have a degree, so I should be looking for work, which is great. But I retire in 15 months' time, so you have to ask yourself: would you hire somebody and train them if you're going to let them go in 15 months?
It's difficult, isn't it?
Yeah. So why not give me early retirement?
And the way to treat older people in employment is horrible in this country and across the world.
They treat people appallingly.
You have lots of experience, and you cannot buy experience. Although, fair enough, you're not going to be as fast as a 20-year-old, you know, whatever you're doing. But you got more experience. You can't.
I've ever worked in my life.
Do you think in the Dark Ages people who are older were respected more than today?
Well, if you made it, I mean, let's get this. When you're talking about old people, you're talking to guys of 40.
My age.
Yeah, I would have been looked on as something bizarre. I'm 64 at the moment. People, I mean, when you imagine things like Stonehenge,
some kind of a drawing, say, or did you just think, we'll put one there, and job sod it?
It's been definitely reason for citing it is. There was glacial activity. It's a straight causeway. They looked at it, and the setting sun on certain days was in line with that cursus.
Oh, right.
So they built that. Now, what is Stonehenge for? We think that it's a monument to the dead. So imagine you've got Great Aunt Hilda who pegs it. You come down the river, and then you go to Woodhenge, where you have a massive party, you shoot your own pig, you get drunk, blah blah blah, and then the next day you take the urn and off you go to Stonehenge, do the ceremony and pour your ashes, or you may pour the ashes in the river.
But sometimes they slaughtered hundreds or if not thousands of creatures, beasts in one session, and you think that's absolutely amazing that they had the ability to collect 1,000 cows and slaughter them all and have a big feast.
Well, I mean, the pigs,
amazing.
The pigs we've seen, the results. Mike Parker Pearson is the guy who done the massive research on it. These pigs were raised, and they've got tooth decay.
Yes.
Which meant they were bred and fed. And then, say you go along with your family, get your bow and arrow, bing, pick your piggy, and off you go. And that's your feast for the night. And We seem to think in the past, and you get this especially in the Viking Age, that everything was dull. And, well, look, this
Of course
guy
it
here,
wasn't dull.
he's dressed,
Colourful.
he's got blue, he's got red.
There's a whole box of
Yeah.
bling.
And I was wondering, you know, you see these stone circles, whether the stones themselves have been painted.
Hmm?
One of
Good
the
idea.
surprises that people got, I'll just move a minute, is that you see these magnificent medieval cathedrals
Yes.
all through Europe. Well, the outsides were painted as well as the inside.
Well-
Imagine your local cathedral, all painted up and everything, and then market days were held in there. You had events in there. On Sundays you did your religious bits, and no doubt the priest blessed the market and things like that.
So would the outside be just as colourful as the inside, or would
Yeah.
they just simply whitewash the
no,
outside?
whitewash, there'd be pictures,
Yeah.
there'd be lively colours and everything. It's just that over the years it's
Faded and dropped off.
and then of course you have the Reformation, then you got Oliver Cromwell, and
But of course, it's always nice to see when they renovate a church
Oh.
and they find medieval paintings, which they do a lot in the UK and Europe.
no doubt
You know.
if you've got some church from the medieval period around it, and there are some, because what they used to do was when Cromwell was around, or Henry VIII, they would just whitewash, and they forget.
Of course, so
Um,
yeah.
They found some interesting paintings in the Tower of London.
There's a new series starting on the Tower of London on Channel
Oh.
5. The last one was very good.
Yeah. Well, I mean, England is a wonderful country for its history, but you know, history's everywhere. You know, I mean, people think, oh, America, they've got dinosaurs. You can't go much further back than that.
Oh, not really.
You've got the Clovis people right the way through. It's just that it's not documented in the way that Europe's is. But
So let's go for a little controversial subject, because on Facebook yesterday I was having a look and somebody I posted one of these pictures of these giant skeletons which they tried to superimpose on a picture with Photoshop to try to claim that there was once a massive race of giants on this
Yeah.
planet. And
There's
just
a-
talk about that for a second.
right, well, there was a series called Forbidden History.
Yes, remember that.
Bruce Burgess, nice guy, I met him, and Jamie Theakston was in it.
Was he?
Now, yeah, and on the island of Sicily, there are these graves of people who are supposed to be 8 foot tall.
Yes.
Now, people say, oh, it's just a legend. And in the Bible, they talk about giants.
The Nephilim.
Yeah, and every time they find a bone and take it to an expert, it gets lost.
Oh,
Now, also, they found a tooth, and it's
big.
yeah, massive. And they took it to this university, I won't say which one, and guess what? It
Disappeared.
yeah. Now, there are many conspiracy theories. My view is that if you admit to that, then you've got to rethink a lot of history.
Of course, I mean, it will change the world's history if there was a race of taller human beings.
Now, whether there were or whether there weren't, I don't know is the short answer. I'm thinking it's possible, more than likely. But academia is a strange thing, and archaeology is connected with the church. The church has a lot of power.
Of course,
I'm not being
a
controversial.
lot of money as well.
Well, they have a lot of power and influence, but they don't choose necessarily to use it.
Fair enough.
But when they
Or not.
do, things happen. And if you think about it, you've got to rethink Christian theology, you've got to rethink history. That's a lot of faff, and a lot of people's reputations will go by the by. Whether you like it or not, that's the facts of life. And I think possibly there were giants, who knows? Maybe one day the evidence will come to light. But
I
until we
remember-
do, we'll say,
On YouTube, there's a very interesting lecture. It's about an hour long, and it's an American lecture. And this man is talking about how in the 19th century a lot of people found like Neolithic tombs in America. And in those tombs they found bigger skeletons. But it was often said that you know, the bones were taken up by the Smithsonian and then hidden.
Smithsonian.
Yeah. So, you know,
it's possible. I mean,
could there be something in it?
They were actually tall people. I mean, Harold Godwinson's brother was 7 foot tall.
Reptile giant.
Yeah, well, they found he's not so tall because the bones sort of separated a bit.
Right.
But for those of you interested about the reptile giant, his face has been reconstructed, and one thing you notice about it is one eye is higher than the other.
It is slightly, isn't it? We'll go there in a museum and film one day.
Yeah.
So we've got a comment here. It's from Rob Napier.
Hi, Rob.
And he said, ever thought of doing Viking cooking on the channel?
We have, because the person who could have really done us straight is my pal Lynn, who unfortunately she's in a poor old state. She's in a wheelchair. She can't move one arm at the moment. So Lynn, if you're watching, get well soon, babe.
Oh yes.
She used to be the most amazing needlewoman, and she could cook like you wouldn't believe.
Yes, you'd have to bring your cloak one day and we'll make a video on it.
Oh, I mean, there's 100 hours in just one bit.
Yeah, I've not seen it for a long time.
Yeah, but it's my altar
Yeah,
cloth.
I think just regards to cooking, I think when the channel's bigger and we can establish some kind of fundraising to build a kind of a smallish longhouse, then I think that is the ultimate aim of having an actual outdoor building to film from. And then from that we can look at the various aspects of Dark Age cooking.
It's a small longhouse, a short house.
Well, maybe. Not a short arse, that's something else. And yeah, so that will be in the future. You know, let's just wait until we get a lot more subs and then we can do that kind of content properly. But
okay,
long-term aim is to have a longhouse built. So the Starn says Jotunheim, land of giants.
Jotunheim, yeah.
Yes. So there you go, and of course, you know, we mustn't forget the giants in the sagas, because let's face it, without the giants in the sagas, they'll be quite boring.
Now, I've had thoughts about the sagas. You talk about the giants, maybe that's a folk memory than that.
Yes.
But then you talk about trolls.
Trolls.
Now,
yes.
I'm wondering whether trolls were a folk memory of Neanderthals.
Well, possibly so, yes.
It makes sense. And I mean, they're going to shoot me out of the sky for this one. You know, when they talk about flying skins.
Yes.
To me, I'm thinking of hang gliders with, imagine a lightly wooden frame with a skin on it. Flying skin.
Yeah.
It's pushing it, I know.
I mean,
but maybe not.
I think, as Captain Mannering might say, you might be entering into the realms of fantasy there.
I may well
It's an interesting point, because if we don't discuss such things in archaeology, of, you know, I mean, let's face it, how old is the kite? I mean, do you think some old Viking might have figured out a frame, and if you put a bit of linen on it and attach the string and you got a strong breeze? Because let's say the sail is an old thing.
See, absence of evidence doesn't prove absence of fact. And maybe, I may be blowing in the wind, but it may, I'm fully aware
wasn't that Bob Dylan?
Yeah, but I'm fully aware of the fact that I may be talking nonsense. But who knows? You've got to think these things through.
But at least we're entertaining and fun.
Yeah.
So yes, and it's very interesting. You know, you think about giants. I sometimes think about giants, and I think about, you know, trolls. You know, I think they are two separate things.
Well, they obviously have to come from somewhere. All of these things. You don't just think, oh, I know, let's have a giant. What's a giant? It's a big bloke. Yeah, there's mentioning of.
What about the opposite? Small people.
Dwarves, yeah. Well, you have dwarvism, like we have today. I mean, remember the late Vin Troyer? He was a little chap, wasn't he?
So Rob Napier says the Chinese use men in kites as overhead archers. That's very fascinating.
Yeah.
Really? Oh.
Well, I mean, if they think of it, what's to stop people? I realise I sound a bit science fantasy, but
no. But if you don't talk about your thoughts and you don't explore it, then how can you possibly talk about such things?
It was weird things, because we were asked this when I was a student.
I mean, one day we might do a live stream where we have an actual subject to talk about all the way through, but we do like our random chats on these things.
There are certain things that were awkward to talk about as archaeology, like Atlantis.
Well, yes.
King Arthur. You
yes.
know? There is, again, going back to Bruce Burgess' series, Forbidden History, there's a guy who reckons he's found the mound which King Arthur's in.
Right.
Now, unless it's got, this is King Arthur, you can't really say. And it's like people who go to the Middle East and say, I found Jesus' house. You know, how can you prove it? And
Right, did he write on the wall Jesus was here?
what if he's got a sign at a house called Done Sinning? I don't know.
He's not the Messiah, he's a very naughty boy.
Yeah.
Sorry, Life of Brian there got to come back in my mind.
Okay.
I've been to Jerusalem, and it very much was like the Life of Brian. When you're being harassed by Ironmen hopping around trying to flog you something, which starts at 10,000, whatever it was, down to about 100 at the end, and you still don't want to buy it.
Probably made in Birmingham anyway.
Who knows? So, carrying on from that. So, I was going to ask you something then, but it's gone out of my mind.
Ooh.
It's funny how some days, when you're on a live stream, you think, oh yeah, I must say that in a minute, and you wait a bit more, and then when it's time to say it, it's not there, and you've forgotten, you think, oh, boom.
Is it to do with Viking food,
No,
giants?
well, probably giants, but I think I've forgotten what I was going to talk about with giants.
Well, as I say, they have found graves in Sicily. They were bones originally, because they had this guy who, when he was a little boy, saw the bones. I mean, we're talking 10 footers.
Yeah, but you know, if there you are, Olaf, and you want to go and explore some old rocks and cliffs, and you find a massive old bone. It's actually a dinosaur bone. What are you going to think of it? Are you going to say, "Oh, that there must belong to a giant man"?
It's odd. At one time, it was suggested that people of the past thought like Aboriginals. There's now and dream time.
Well, yes.
However, I think that's disproven. When you read the sagas, they talk about years ago. Otherwise, they talk about dream time. You know, history's a weird thing. It's like we've got a place around our way called Breedon on the Hill.
Oh yes, great example.
Now, if you translate that, it means a hill on a hill on a hill, which doesn't make sense, does it?
Not really.
However, if you don't have words to describe it, it's a big hill. You'll say it's a hill on top of a hill on top of a hill, and this is why you've got. If you see linguistic skills develop through time. I mean, you know, you talk about talk today, but you see on beer crates 3 X's.
Yes.
That means excellent, 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 because they don't know good, better and best. They didn't have those skills at that time.
So the old word borough means a hill or burial mound, as in Marlborough, Marl's burial ground.
I mean, Derby Farm, it's Farm of the Deer.
And you got a beck, which is a ridge or a raised ground, and then a beck, which is a brook or stream. I think that's more of a later word.
Oh, and then you get conjunction like Nottingham, which is Snorta and Hammer.
This is a very good book. It's the Book of English Place Names, and
as I was saying,
Derby.
Nottingham is two villages together. Snorta and Hammer was known as Snottinghammer, and eventually Nottingham.
I'm terrible at over talking at times.
Yeah, I noticed.
I know.
But however, those of you who are able to visit this country or loose end, Nottingham, nice place to be. There's lots of cafes, and for those of you interested, even though they didn't give me a job, the Galleries of Justice at Nottingham, well worth a visit.
They've been doing lots of work there recently.
Yeah, didn't know me.
I think it'd be nice next year, perhaps, if we can get a Saturday out, I'll get Christina in and we can get over to the Robin Hood Festival. We'll go and do some filming and just wear our normal clothes, talk to a few folk.
We haven't done that in years, have we? I mean,
we do want to get out and travel. It's one of the aims of the channel. But you just have to be patient because of my situation, being a carer for my father, Magnar. It's a little bit difficult to travel at the moment.
Well, also it's not fair to leave him on his own.
Oh no, I don't leave him on his own.
But you know what I mean.
And just understand that, you know, I spend in this house a week. I worked it out the other day. I'm pretty much stuck in this house 163 hours a week out of the 168. Although I can go outside for 10 minutes or half an hour, but I can't go to the shop, and I can't go jump on a bus to Derby every day or in the evening.
And even the ghosts let you know.
Yes, we have had another ghost encounter.
Well, it was a very useful job.
It was useful.
Yeah.
Lost signal again.
Ah, well. 1650. Cool. They just executed Charles I.
You're not getting your back sore yet. We can stand up and stream for a bit.
Oh no, I keep moving.
Right, you keep talking.
I've been doing that. I'm running dry. What we got there?
It's called a tablet. I'm trying to get a signal again.
I meant the Lotus thing, or the cog. But,
oh, that's just the YouTube. So.
Yeah. Oh, there you go. We've learned something new, viewers.
You carry on, mate.
Any more comments? Oh, he's disappeared again.
I'm trying to get a signal back.
Once again, I'm left chatting to thin air. So prepare for a load of fluff and nonsense. As I've got to start of improvise. I feel like Ronnie Corbett on The Two Ronnies, a famous TV show in this country. And he used to tell a joke that went on and on.
Talk about that.
And
Silverdale Hoard.
All right. I've got a big brooch with a big spike. Now, why the big spike? That's because ladies had to defend their honour. And the only thing they had was the brooch. So somebody thought, nice big brooch. Bloke reaches his hand to grab her, straight in. It happened that eventually there was a fashion for these massive, massive cloak pins. Of course you wear that, you got a great big spike. So a law was passed that they had to be smaller, or you put a cork on the end, because too many people were losing eyes and things like that. This is a particular good example of the penannular brooch. It's a bit big for my liking. I mean, I'm not into this big bling thing, so I'll put that down there for the moment. I better not, because Bragi will sit on it and then it'll be my fault. So, fashions, jewellery. Yeah, I mean, like I say, this was a fashion at the time, but you can see it's got its problems. And let's face it, it's so big, it's I was going to say pointless, but of course it has a point. But it's again, it's showing you wealth. So I'm so rich I can afford this, that and the other. And in Viking society, you showed your wealth with jewellery, especially your wife. And, ooh, welcome relief here, thank you. Bit of lemon squash. So you showed it in your clothing and jewellery, but especially your women folk would be bedecked out. And the nearest example, I think, really would be sort of in the Romani community, where the wives of the Romanis have an amount of finery. I'm just going to have a drink here. And that's gorgeous. What we got there?
Put a bit of that in for you.
What is it?
It's just a bit of snaps.
All right.
It's German.
Ah, so good. Oh well, if you see me keel over, you know that the schnapps is working. Excuse me. I can't taste it. Anyway, that's all right. So, yeah, I mean, someone like myself, I'm actually underdressed for my rank. But somebody who does dress up in his finery is Bragi. You notice lots of beads. Now, we have had questions, and valid questions, saying that no more than 3 beads. You may well be right, because Derby Museum, there was the silver Taurus hammer. This was a well-to-do guy, had a sword, and he had only 3 beads. Now, whether or not that's the fact, I don't know. This is in reenactors land, where everybody dresses up like Liberace's shirt front, but that's just the way of it. So if you can tell us for definite, we'd like to know. Well, I'd like to know anyway.
I'm sure somebody's done some research on the average amount of beads a Viking warrior would have worn.
Ah, you'd think so.
But then again, if you had a, let's say, you know, I passed away in a battle, would the necklace have been passed on, or would it have gone with me?
They've probably gone with you. I mean, also, breakages. The the beads I found when I was digging in York were quite big, about that size, but they were always broken in half, and they'd obviously been broken in context. They weren't deliberately broken.
They're very easy to break from my experience.
But they are beautiful colours, especially the blue. It's almost purple. And I found a red one. They remind me of polo fruits, which you don't get now, but they're beautiful colours. Have you got another one, by the way?
Oh no, I'm alright, mate.
I'll hand you your spiky.
Alright, there you go.
Back. But ornamentation, you see, glass was looked on as semi-precious, and the thing people don't realise, you had to make the beads outside because the fumes given off were toxic.
Of course so.
And certain beads of a certain period. Now, you see the orange one? That's 9th, 10th century. So if you're doing 6th century and you've got an orange bead, the authenticity officers can have a Hagee at you. Hey, oh, motorbike.
That's the neighbour over the road. He's an airline pilot and drives a motorbike. There you go.
Harley Davidson by the sound of it.
Yeah, it's a Harley.
Yeah, you can tell it's that. They've got a distinct sound. Tell you what, so I've got an ice cube in my mouth. Coming down here was a vintage motorbike.
Yes.
About 1912.
Oh.
Yeah, nipping along like a good one.
Jolly good.
Talking about Harley Davidsons. We were a bloke in Derby, and then on a day like this he'll just do massive circles around the city centre. And I met him, he's a councillor. I said, what are you doing? Just going around. I says, you want a hot motorbike with a hot gal and a cool drink. Never mind going round and round Derby. Oh no, I might get it dirty. Oh God. Yeah. What's the point of having a motorbike that's flashy if you don't...
Well, you can wash it afterwards.
Well, exactly.
What, you know?
That's why God invented water.
Well, probably so. Gods. And goddesses, let's not forget them. It's funny how there's a lack of goddesses in Christianity. Why is that?
Because of paganism. This is why there was such a furore when they decided to have women priests in the Church of England.
It's getting modern, isn't it?
Yeah, but I can see the point because they're anti. It looks like paganism to them, and it's like if you read the Bible, St. Paul says you shouldn't have tattoos if you're Christian.
Well, yes, I've read that before.
He was a real fun guy with St. Paul.
Well, yes, he was a right barrel last I've heard.
Yeah, didn't like he should burn pagans.
Oh God, most boring night ever. .com.
The only thing he said, I think that I agree with him, is take a little wine for your stomach's sake.
So, out of all the characters of the Dark Ages, you can think of, the early medieval ages, who's the most boring character other than St. Paul?
Oh, he's pre-medieval, he goes back to Roman period, classical times. The most boring person, I would imagine Gildas would take some beating.
Yes.
He wrote The Ruination of England, but his Latin is a bit like the guy in Hello Hello, Good Moaning.
Now, you have to explain what Hello Hello is for anybody.
Hello Hello is a comedy set in occupied France in World War II. There's a British agent there.
Oh yes.
And his French is atrocious, and he comes in the room and says, "Good morning.
I have come about a dick."
Well, the thing is, that is very much like how Latin was spoken when it first came here.
But it's funny that.
And they actually had to send monks to Rome to teach them Latin, but also their illustrations are great. So some manuscripts you'll see they'll cut out the illuminated letter, glue it on, and then there'll be somebody else written the text. And, often wonder, you could almost hear the Pope going, no, what is he saying? But yeah, it's a Simon thing.
Egil thing.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Christianity has changed over the years. The Theodosian Code was adopted in 390 by Emperor Theodosius, hence the name.
Well, big clue there.
And the thing was, you'd think that would stop the arena. Well, no, it increased because all these high-ranking Christians were trying to get rid of the opposition. And also, and it reminds me of Monty Python, you're riding along and all of a sudden people are leaping out of bushes trying to get run over. And you imagine the road sign, beware falling martyrs. But the reason was, when they were persecuted in the arena, they were assured martyrdom.
Yeah.
Now it's the state religion, that's gone by the by, so how do you do it? How do you get killed? I know, throw himself in front of the... So you can imagine driving along and think, oh God, splattered martyrs.
It reminds me of a song by Leonard Cohen about how the Christians being fed to the lions in places where they had to fight.
Well, the strange thing,
Colosseums.
When they're in the Colosseum, apparently the bestiary, the man who's in charge of the animals, if they didn't perform well, he was fed to the animals. Yeah, so
I've been to a few Colosseums. I remember going to one in one of the Greek islands, which is like next door to the cottage we stayed at. And you're walking around and you just find old Roman coins all over the place.
yeah.
And you think, wow, how long have these been lying on the floor? Why haven't people picked them up?
Probably because they're as worthless as the day where they were made.
Probably so.
There were coins made in the latter half of the Roman Empire archaeologists call them grot.
Yes.
They're known as barbaric coins. And what happened was, in ancient Rome, inflation was massive.
Have a look at the comments.
And the way the Romans thought, if you make more money, then that'll solve it. Well, of course it doesn't. And they issued these coins, which were officially sanctioned forgeries from 1st and 2nd century coins. And they became so worthless, they were literally thrown away. And the Roman soldiers were actually paid in salt, part of their wages, hence you get salary. Because the coinage wasn't worth much, and they liked a bit of a gamble. And very bad copies. If you know the spiky hair, and it's their interpretation of a helmet liner from 2nd century coinage. They're nice to have, and if you look on the back, on the reverse, they'll all be different things, and they're advertising different gods, goddesses, and yeah.
So we just got a comment. It's from Sven. So hello, Sven.
Hi, Sven.
So how are you doing, our friend? He's been around a very long time. He left a comment earlier saying how he's been watching us. It's 100 subs.
Good lad.
So it's a year and a half. So
Yeah.
well done. Thanks for sticking around. And
Baby.
we do love you, Sven, for being such great support. This is one of those rare occasions where we live stream. We'll get into live streaming more as the channel grows, and we'll commit to doing more of them. But it takes time. We're not in a race, are we?
No, well,
I don't think we are.
it's a marathon, not a sprint.
No, it's a long ship journey to somewhere new and fascinating.
Got more crockery down here than British Home Stores. Okay, carry on.
And you have to explain what British Home Stores is now.
It's a redundant
Store.
firm that used to sell high quality goods.
They did back in the day. British BHS.
My mum used to work for them.
Did
for a time.
she?
Yeah. Lighting department. But now that's one of the things of the past.
Talk about the Norman shield. How good is it as a shield compared to a round shield?
I can't use these things, but
I can.
if you can use them, they're effective.
Just dig it out for folks.
Because it covers your whole body.
There's the back of it. No, it's very battered. It's been beaten and battered about. And I'll probably at some point get a new shield blank and make a new one.
Wasn't that Tyke's?
It was Tyke Thorkelsson.
Because I've seen them with bosses on as well.
He threw this away in a skip, and I said, "Can I have it, Tyke?" And he said, "Oh yeah."
Really?
He threw lots of good stuff in a skip.
Good
He
grief.
didn't understand stuff like that.
But he's not
Broken swords. So there's that side view.
Yeah.
And
Well, if you stand up, it protects him.
I think the handles are wrong on that, because
Yeah.
I think they need to be across, so
That's
it's
what
two more
for-
leather handles on it. But it does have.
Me.
Hey, look how rusty those rivets are. Good
Well,
God, man.
Some of them used to have like a string and a bar.
Good God. Look at the rust on that. Look, we're getting rust.
Ah, well. Anyway,
So there's that. I don't think they're as efficient as the round shield. A good sized round shield will beat one of them any day.
I think it's what you used to more now.
But certainly Vikings didn't really use them until much later.
Well, Normans are second generation Vikings, but yeah, you could see how it would make an efficient shield.
Oh yes.
So I used to think as a child that pointy bit dug in the ground.
Well, that's where they got the idea from the later shields when they did have the spikes and they could shove them in the ground.
But
they have a correct name, but I don't know what they are.
I'm same, yeah.
I'm not into that period too much.
And then you get the famous buckler.
Yeah, if we're going to demonstrate and fight with that in the future.
Well, this is sort of later medieval, isn't it?
It rings.
And that's the end of University Challenge.
Oh yes, it makes a good sound effect, but yeah, quite heavy.
Well, this is where you get swashbuckling from.
Well, look, it's got a magnet on it. I think I paid £15 for this, brand new. Yeah, so we are going to have a go at using that and demonstrate some later combat as well in the future. So Egil's got a rune stick there he's working on.
Yeah. Well,
so we'll just keep going.
So, what else?
What would everyone want to talk about?
Have we got any more comments?
Let's have a look. I need to go. My tablet's downstairs. So, no more comments. Just one person watching. That'll be Sven.
Hi, Sven.
So, and we'll just keep going for a bit. We've got 27% on battery.
Right.
So,
you just keep... He's done it again.
I've got to go and get my tablet.
He's off and running.
Go and check my dad.
Okay, Sven. It's just you and me, mate. And as I say, I hope you're enjoying yourself. I hope you all enjoy yourself. I've certainly, I mean, the mug it for a start, I like that, muck it, you know. But we like to answer your questions on various topics, and keep them coming in, as I say. It'll, you know, if we know the answer, we'll tell you. If not, we'll research and get back to you. Sorry, my back's playing up a bit. When you sit on backless things for a bit, it does hurt a bit. But hey, I'm moaning. Forgive me for that. So, you know, there's all this. Here we are having a good old chit chat. And as I say, if you have any questions, fire them off to us. If you'd like to subscribe, we really would like your subscriptions, and we will get back to you on the comments. We do these live streams, and we eventually do get around to doing comments. It's not that we hold you in contempt, it's just that we've got so many things. There's only so many hours in the day that poor old Bragi can deal with, and Tom for that matter.
Well, Tom really does the tweeting out for us. He doesn't do anything with comment apart from leave his own.
Well, there you go. And do you really recognise this man as Bragi?
I hope so. It's not my evil twin Bragi, is it?
Don't know about that. What we got now then, sir? We got any more questions?
Well, we're just going to have a look. Do you want to find the video? Just give me a second. And we've got about 25% of battery, so another half an hour to an hour before we'll end this live stream and start cooling down a bit.
That sounds good to me. In fact, what I can do here, those of you who do wear leg bindings, you're probably thinking it's a bit of a bind, no pun intended.
They may not see your leg.
Yeah.
But we are going to make a new leg binding video. Egil's got his leg over.
First time in ages. I wouldn't mind it. So anyway, you fold it like this.
Yes, right? I taught him this.
Yeah. It took me 20 years to learn it, but I got there in the end.
Hey, it's never too late.
And then you roll it inside out like this. So that when you come to put it on again, you just roll it on like a bandage. And Robert's your father's brother. But also,
this is like you undressing on camera.
I don't blame it.
Do 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 do. That's stripper music.
No, it's when he starts on with the swinging music. That's
I can sing it for you.
Go on, let
me do. That's all I need to do.
Yeah, and you hear it all night.
Do 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 do.
I remember we had two comedians, Hale and Pace, and they did a song. They said, "This is a song that'll get on your nerves."
Yeah.
Get on your, and you heard it all flipping night.
I was thinking about doing a version of the Warren Zevon song, Werewolves and Northworthy.
Alright, well, good luck on that one. As you can see, we are desperately filling in time here. Well,
Yes, this is how to be professional and fill up time.
I should get an Oscar.
But we are going to make a new video on leg bindings. We shot one last year. We're going to do a new one and have a separate video with a close-up of how you put them on in the style we use them. But there are different other methods. I'm going to make a new set using the method where you put them in the middle and you tie them round and you keep wrapping them round.
See, I keep calling them puttees, but that's an Indian word.
Yes.
Inherited from the British Army.
But you know, leg bindings are very essential, and
Well,
they're a very old thing.
The thing we haven't done,
Yes.
and that's look at tattoos.
Another video on leg bindings we're going to do is talk about Iron Age leg bindings. Yeah, well, we talked about tattoos before previously, but yes, we do like the subject of tattoos, and did the Vikings have them?
Yep.
But more evidence is needed.
Yep.
But do you think one day they'll dig up like, you know, they'll go to like Greenland and find like a load of frozen Viking warriors with tattoos?
I think you're more likely in Russia because of the permafrost.
Yeah, right, fair enough.
But who knows?
I mean, they dig up mammoths over there like anything, don't they?
Yeah, well, who knows? It may dig up a good storyline for us, eh?
Yeah, you never know.
Yeah.
You never know.
You're probably wondering, why is he taking all his putties off? Well,
Oh, it's hot
it's hot, and also it saves time
going.
when we've done this.
Well, you've got about another hour and 30 minutes where you go.
Yeah, well, it's suddenly gone up from half an hour to an hour to an hour and a half.
That's the amount of time left on the live stream, I think, depending on what the camera does.
Oh, well, you never know. Okay, no more people
So,
commenting?
what type of tattoos would they have had if we speculate that they did have them? Would they have like
We don't know.
would they have the name tattooed? You know, would it be something
You
like
probably
today?
have stuff like
Or
this.
just-
These are taken off of monuments, and these are occult ones. We know they said they painted their faces. Whether that meant tattoos
Yes.
or not, I don't
I
know.
don't- yeah.
But we actually haven't found any examples.
It's one of those subjects it's very hard to prove, isn't it?
Yeah.
So,
Until we find one, and
well, we're not looking personally, are we?
no, but I mean, they found Ötzi, the Ice Age man, and he's got.
Tattoos also about his medical conditions.
So you got.
Yeah.
Yes, he's got a bad elbow.
Ooh.
He sees the medicine man and goes, "Oh yes, I see that mark." So gives him something to temporarily,
There you go.
and then he goes over the village. Next village, he says, "My elbow's giving me jib." Medicine man looks, "Oh yeah."
Yeah, I see you've been treated for that.
And then he knows that.
Is it like the equivalent of your doctor's notes?
Yeah. And we've knocked 2 mugs over.
Oh dear, that's a mug disaster.
No, that's right.
It's a good job not full of coffee.
Or lemon squash.
Mine's over there.
Yeah, I see. There's more mugs and cups around this place. I've got one there, look.
Oh yeah.
Glass over there. Another mug. 2 mugs and a bottle. Yeah.
Yes, I'm trying to get to the channel again. Get to the like. Oh no, connection. It's one of those days when the internet connection on this thing keeps dropping off and dropping back on.
Such is life.
Yeah, it's the life of a modern Viking.
Well, I mean, we talk about technology, but it doesn't take much to knock it
So,
off.
what do you think the life of a modern Viking is? How do you see or determine? How do you see? Can't say that word at the moment.
Yeah.
How do you see what the life of a modern Viking is? You know.
Well, I suppose it's a bit like the modern Japanese.
Yeah.
You get a job, you go to work and everything else, but you then...
I'm not drawing cartoons.
No, but you know what I mean? It's you go to work and everything else, like everyday people, but certain times you revert back, like the Japanese do. They have kimono, tea ceremonies.
Big drumming.
Yeah, worshipping the ancestors, but it's perfectly compatible with today. And as regards ourselves, I've got the long hair.
Oh yes, long
and
hair.
and the
quite
big
sensible.
moustache.
You don't need a beard, but it helps.
I worship. Well, I don't like the word worship.
That's
'cause-
Christian.
well, it also infers that you're humble, and I'm not. I'll ask questions. That's not worshipping. But
I think a better word is to honour.
yeah,
You honour the gods, you don't worship them.
But I mean, I follow as far as I can Viking ethics. I cast runes and I follow the religious. I don't do as many.
We don't gossip, do we?
No.
We don't do hearsay or told lies. Those are traits which the Vikings had. They didn't do those things, and that was very important.
Keep your own counsel.
Yes.
But by and large, things move on, and you adapt as things go along. I mean, like this. Now, this would be looked on as witchcraft.
Well, probably it would be, yes.
And who knows? But we utilise it because and that's the point. The Vikings utilise what's there, not necessarily for gain, although they were a supreme business.
And were Vikings out for money, or was it always out for fame? And
it's a bit of both. Obviously, I mean, there's the old saying, "Cattle die, kin die, thyself soon will die." But one thing that never dies is word fame. Yeah, yes. I mean, we're still talking about Egil Skallagrimson.
Oh, of course so. Are you going to be the new Egil Skallagrimson of the future? You possibly could be.
There's Ragnar Lothbrok, people like that. Ivar the Boneless. And they're still mentioned. And that's what,
of course so.
Over 1,000 years.
And this is partly why I've been doing this channel. It's legacy. It's about being known after we're gone and leaving something behind.
Well, there is a viewpoint that Ivar the Boneless was actually killed at Repton.
Yes.
Now, I don't know if that's true or not.
Will we ever know? I don't think we will. Not without a lot more work and evidence. And I think there's lacking of evidence.
Yeah, this is the problem. I mean, there has been major works at Repton.
We'll go there one day.
Yeah, I mean...
We'll do a village tour.
It was a lot bigger than they thought. Maybe Rosalind might be able to fill us in.
That's Hilton.
Oh, right, that's...
Another village.
Lots of little villages.
That should be an interesting character to get on the channel. Talk about history of Hilton at some point.
Yeah.
But Hilton's another village down South Derbyshire. Because let's not forget, this is not a Derby channel. This is a universal. And, one day, if we enter into space, we can go beyond the stars.
Oh well.
Yeah. You never know.
Question from Mars.
Oh yeah. Question from Sog on planet 9 on some strange world.
Roger the Alien.
Your favourite.
Oh, I like wine.
I like wine.
It's brilliant.
I like beer.
Yeah. I don't know. Anybody watching?
No, I'm not really. Let's have a look.
I have a feeling you've got to keep tapping that gizmo.
I know, well, it keeps losing its internet signal because it's being stupid. We're still live and we've got one person watching, so there you go. So that's Sven, I believe.
Okay, Sven.
So I believe it may not. Let's have a look. One person watching.
Yeah.
Of course, it could be me on my computer watching that.
You sound like a Red Indian.
But we'll keep talking because what happens with a live stream is that peace. I am chief bullshitting.
Chief one person watching.
No, but what happens afterwards is that then this video, what happens? It becomes unlisted. So when it becomes unlisted, it means that if you got the link, you can go and watch it as an unlisted video through the link. But then it gives me the option then to go and make a thumbnail and then republish it again later on tonight. But we do have Vlog 30 out tonight, so...
Who'd have thought it?
Who'd have thought it? And it's a weapons special.
We would have t-shirts with that on.
No, we are going to have t-shirts.
Egil and Bragi, or Bragi and Egil say, who'd have thought it?
That is the next question, really. Oh, I've got two questions.
Go on,
Firstly is, at what point do you guys and girls, let's never forget the girls who watch our content, do you want us to introduce merchandise?
Oh, merchandise.
We just call it merch. It's simple, and everybody understands what merch is.
Well, I didn't.
And, well, no, you're Egil. You don't understand such things because you don't...
I speak the Queen's English.
Indeed. What? But,
unfortunately, it's not taught anymore.
No, well, I've not learnt it. So, there you go.
Who'd have thought that?
Who'd have thought it, eh?
Stop it.
Bad Egil. So at what point do you guys want to see us thinking about merchandise? Is it 1,000 subs or just after 1,000 subs?
Well, I think 1,000 is probably...
And don't get the impression that you'll be at home packing up t-shirts all day. So they can, you're not. It's going to be done by a separate company and they handle everything for us.
Yeah.
So we will be introducing that at some point. But The next thing I want to say and ask is, when I leave a comment, I normally, if they're a new subscriber or a new commenter, I'll leave a comment at the end. I'll welcome them to the channel. And I normally say, welcome to the channel, Bragi. But should I actually not be putting Bragi and Egil?
Well, it's up to you.
I mean,
it would be nice to have a mention.
I mean,
a men.
I always like to give you the chance to do that.
Well, you can
personally in a video, in the comments video.
Yeah, but if you could put me in as
yeah,
well.
perhaps I should do that.
We are a team.
I know we are. We're like the A team of the Dark Ages.
I think they're the poor fool who don't do that.
But I like Hannibal.
Yeah.
And the cross between Face and Mad Murdoch. And you're like B.A. Baracus.
In fact, where is B.A. gone? He used to be on top of that picture up there.
People now think that B.A. Baracus is living around. I don't know. We have lost B.A. Baracus.
If you're out there, B.A. In fact, if you're watching,
he's still alive. He's still going.
Yeah.
I think he's a preacher now, something like that.
I don't know. Yeah. I know he was a bodyguard for Elvis Presley at one time.
He's a cool dude, and I love that series back in the day. So don't make TV like that in the morning no more.
What I like about B.A. Baracus' character is he inspired children.
I keep thinking about doing some kind of funny intro inspired by the A team theme, you know, with the spoken bit.
Yeah.
I'm going to adapt that one day and do it.
The point is, if you're out there, B.A. Baracus,
how random.
Drop us a comment, you never know.
Subscribe.
Yeah, but I'm just going to say a big thank you to you anyway.
Oh yeah.
You inspired a lot of children.
Of course you inspired me.
You know, and yeah, respect.
And that's what I love about the A team. It was, you know, the mole story, them trying to help people who needed help, and that was great.
Unfortunately, George Peppard is no longer with us. That's
I think we might have gone off.
No, it's my
turn.
My turn this time.
Right, we're still going.
Yeah. Okay. Well, you can do this next one.
We've got 17% of battery left.
All right. So.
Because it's so hot today, it's affecting the battery a little bit, I think. So we'll just carry on. We're all going to end this in a little bit, and then we'll just wind down and wait for Bernard to come to give Egil a lift home, all being well. I think he should better do it this time because there'd be less busyness, but we'll find out.
Well, that was Rob Napier, thank you, but we are on film and I keep coming up and down on camera.
Yeah.
Not helpful.
Well,
and the other was Lynn,
well,
who thought it was Sim.
Yeah, well, this is the problem when you do live streams, is that you do get up quite a bit, and it's
a family man show.
Well, yes, we are family friendly most of the time. Although another thing we can talk about is on the other channel, the Bragi Magnarsson channel. Yesterday I published Egil's folk tale of the three little pigs with swearing, an adult version of the tale.
Yeah.
So I do urge you to go and check that out. Just type in Bragi Magnarsson. I'm not sure whether I've got it highlighted in our highlighted channels, but I'll have to have a look at that.
Don't you believe it?
Oh yes. Ooh, you could do I'm Your Father.
Oh, you've got to have that. I'm your father.
Lukewarm
water.
Another impression there by Egil.
And Draga.
You do know one day these videos, and they're going to pick out every single impression you do
and sue us.
And yeah, well, sue us for bad impressions. We're going to be the first to go down for that. No, I imagine they're going to do a compilation clip of all
You better believe it.
Egil's videos.
Okay. Okay.
Okay.
Have we got?
No, we'll keep going for a couple more minutes, but I think we're at the point now where nobody's really watching and the battery's going to die.
And the same as my back.
Oh, but we do have 2 people watching now, so we've got to carry on.
Oh, good.
Egil loves that.
Wonderful.
So, say hello.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm
Greetings from England.
And who is it?
I don't know.
All right.
We've had no more comments since 1655, so it's been 29 minutes since the last comment.
All right, I think we're about on the end, don't you?
I'll leave one now, yo. There we go, that's how you do it. Leave a comment, look, and then the comment appears.
Yeah.
And that's your comment thread there, look, of all the comments of the live stream.
Well, I think people are either having the Sunday dinner, breakfast,
Well, maybe
or whatever. So,
you know, if it's America, it's lunchtime.
as the man with the hole in his trouser said, I think the end is
I
inside.
wonder if Martin Brown's finished his chicken dinner yet.
I don't know. I wouldn't mind starting mine.
I prefer duck, don't you?
No, I went to university at York, mate. You don't eat duck if you go to York.
Why not?
Because we have a massive duck population. You just get sent down if you killed any of the ducks.
Yeah, but you can buy it in a shop.
Yeah, I know it's not the same. I don't eat ducks, they're my pals. Oh.
But not the duck of evil. Would you eat the duck of evil?
No, I'd explain to him that there's a different alternative lifestyle
Do you
for
think
him.
there's a duck of semi-evil out there?
No.
Right, so just checking.
How are we doing?
You doing all right?
He's kicked me in the putties.
Oh, ooh, kicked in the putties.
Oh,
that
dear.
would really help. Hurt.
Yeah.
But you know, if you got kicked in the leg by a horse in the dark cages and you got a bad leg, who would you see?
Well, your wife or the women folk are the healers. And if it got really bad, I suppose you see the holy man.
And why is it that blacksmithing is associated with healing? Is that a much later thing?
I didn't know it was, to be
Yeah,
honest
it is.
with you.
Often people would go to the blacksmith and they had a health
Oh,
problem.
they had the teeth pulled
Yeah.
because the way you say you've got a toothache, they get a wire.
Oh, hot wire, yes.
They get you drunk, then open wide.
Yeah,
Zip.
poke it down your tooth.
Hence, you got Harold Bluetooth,
Yes.
of which Bluetooth is named.
That's quite amazing, really. I mean, Harold Bluetooth must be really, really happy about that.
Well, I mean, he had
He'll be up there,
it
mate.
was like Viking Empire.
Do you reckon that's what they're talking about in Valhalla? The fact that Harold Bluetooth's got something really big named
I
after
think
him.
Valhalla would have a lot to say to him because he turned Christian and took his dad up,
Oh, there you go
took him
then.
inside the church.
Yes.
So I think there would be heated discussion.
Yeah, well, I imagine he might have got kicked out the door. Well,
Yeah.
you know, get out! You're not welcome in here, Valhalla!
Oh, well. Still, never mind. Anyway, after that.
Moving on quickly. But we did do a video the other day called Valhalla versus Heaven.
Mm.
So I'm looking forward to publishing that
Yeah.
after I edited it.
That's different people's perception.
And if you've got any ideas for video titles, then often the video title will give us an idea, so please leave them in comments.
Well, there's an obvious one we've not really gone into, and that's long ships.
No, but I did at the beginning of the year, I kind of set out to start doing this long ship series.
Throwing him on there. Yeah.
So far I've not done the research to get the paperwork ready to do the series, but there's about 15 videos I want to do. So, but you know, like I said, it's not a race, you know, it happens when it happens,
Well,
and we've got a lot of content.
We also got a lot on the runes to do as well, stuff like that. So, yeah, it's fertile ground. We'll keep digging.
Ah, let's just talk about the rune series. Did we include the rune win?
Yeah,
Because I don't think we've done it.
rune win should be the first one.
No.
No. I'm just testing you. It's in the first 8.
Right, I've got to check whether that has been done.
Yeah,
I
well,
know it has.
I remember talking about it.
Well, there you go.
Yeah. Love and happiness and friendship. Maybe a blonde-haired stranger. They don't come any stranger around
I
Derby.
suppose I better start getting my thumb out and start making some Northumbrian runes soon.
Oh.
When we record that series.
Yeah.
So I think we're going to say goodbye. Let me just check at the camera, see what we've got on, and make sure nobody watching. So we've got one person.
Oh, good.
So I think at that point we're now going to say goodbye. We're streaming for long enough, and let's have a rest and
Yeah. I'll get back.
unwind down for a bit.
Yeah.
We can have another beer.
Ooh. Okay, well, thanks for watching and have a good time until we meet again.
Goodbye.
Bye. Woof.
And leave a comment. And
Yeah.
if you're new, subscribe to the channel.
Yeah.
Go on, subscribe.
Now.
No, do it now, right after this. Bye, folks.
Bye. I'll pick up my putties and get naked.
Yeah, but just don't do it on camera.
Oh, you say that. That will get us some subs.
Oh my God,
Might
you
get,
might lose some subs.
might get us barred.
You might get us barred, yeah. You might get barred from Valhalla if you're not careful for that one.
Yeah, they'd be.
Right, that's 2.5 hours there.